double-doubles that season for the Aggies, 24 double-doubles for his career.
Another big fella listed at, what?
8-point lead for Portsmouth partnership. And we'll take a timeout, too, from the PIT. By a dozen.
Good, take it again. Getting the rebounds, getting out in transition. That one, of course, was off the turnover again.
Maya with 14, Cleveland with 12, and Felton with 11. And it's answered.
Defense. He's a good little guy to watch.
Basketball being handled by Hepburn now. He's going to try to turn it with 6 on the shot clock. Get it with the basket off the glass and the foul.
There it is.
All over a pig, right?
For one-on-one.
Hepburn for 2.
A foul on a one-on-one
No,
competition.
wasn't the case. For the 3 right here.
No, they get your best shot.
1 minute remaining.
Kick out to Hepburn for a chance to tie. Oh, that one rims out. Rebounded by Mashak. Way downtown today. No, he misses it. Rebounded inside by Cisse. They have to hurry. Hepburn heaves it up off the backboard. No good. Baldwin with the rebound. Shot clock. Hepburn sees a double team come over, and Nelly Jr. Joseph. Tell you what, he's doing so many heady things right now at both ends of the floor, man.
Well-rounded player. Came out with good insight.
There's going to be 3.5 minutes to go in our opening frame. Hepburn gets it back on the handoff between the legs of the dribble. Long three-pointer for him will pop out.
In that Elite Eight game, 25 might have been.
That was a heck of a game with them and BYU. And of course, Mr. Denman expected to hear his name called early in the upcoming NBA draft. Home win, so something you probably script when you go to Utah. He spent his first season of college basketball at Cincinnati. He goes to Utah, so if you ask him the goals, I'm sure he talks about champion.
Effort, the little crafty things like picking up this foul, gives his teammates something to feel good about.
That foul was on Cameron Matthews. He's got more fouls now, 3 than points. Oh, it's good.
That's a huge shot.
Bring it up for James McMillan, 4-point game. Now you can keep playing 3 for 2. Problem's going to be if they're making free throws, it's going to get tight with the clock. Edwards Jr., who started out his college career with James Madison and concluded with the Louisville Cardinals. He out of Atlanta, Georgia. Number 15, A.J. Hogard, the 6'4" guard from Vanderbilt. Number 22, Texas scouts are watching him, and Reese was extremely productive in terms of rebounds. Had a double-double in that win over Colorado State with 15 points, 11 rebounds.
Yeah, he was definitely making his impact felt inside, and they didn't really have much size. Historically tough, right?
And they got Carr open in the corner. Shot fake, looking to attack here. Gives it right back to Hepburn. Nice read, and look at those two share the ball, but Hepburn a little short on that one. Up ahead, though, the leak out, and it's going to be from Indiana go at it. Those two could possibly bend and break some rims.
Look at Matthews moving the ball.
Pull up 3, won't go for Hepburn, and it's going to be a foul underneath.
Chucky backing down.
Hepburn's going to go off the backboard. It can't get the finish, but he gets the offensive rebound, throws it to,
Lane handling it. It's quite impressive.
Going from right to left. Thomas can't get the finish inside. Cisse gets the rebound, and that will take us to intermission from Churchland High. Julian Reese.
He's really dominating the glass.
Hepburn pulls the trigger and gets the 3 to fall.
The side of the iron, a second effort. Here's Hepburn, Chucky Hepburn. Oftentimes, as he goes, that's how Louisville will go, and he'll knock down that shot.
He is special. Leads him in scoring. And Virginia was going up, and up. I called your games.
You called everybody's games, Hepburn. With another one that'll go down for the point guard, the 6'2 senior from
their matchups individually, especially when you switch defensively.
I'll tell you this, they also got a good wing player in Hadley.
Hadley with 20 points last night.
Hepburn with a triple.
And again, the ability.
Guys like Knipple and Hepburn, they love the big stage. They love this.
Hepburn again. A little bit short this time, and that goes up and over the top of the backboard.
And this is the winner. Came from Wisconsin. Transfer portal.
But it started.
Transfer portal for us, broadcasting.
I like that idea. That one tipped up and in as Scott got up high.
Scott came, actually went to Auburn and beat them on their home floor. So if anyone knows, it would be Bruce Pearl that's going to have a chance against Tennessee tomorrow.
Shot clock down to 1. Hepburn, he did get it to the rim.
Start this game all over the offensive glass, being a lob threat and a presence on the interior on both ends of the floor.
Great second effort.
Hepburn, no. Hadley grabs it.
That's one of the things John Shire knows. He's not going to be bashful when he gets his opportunities. He's going to take it.
Troy with a kick out. Hepburn is open from 3.
Great closeout by Mason Gillis there.
Rebound comes to Hepburn, and we're tied at 28 here in the championship game.
Hepburn's got a little diaper dandy, a little baby. Yeah.
Hepburn. Malowich high up for the rebound and the foul.
It really is, Dickie B, when you consider Cooper Flagg during fall break didn't want to go back to Greensboro with the rest of his family because he wanted to stay on.
Really classy of you, David. And you and Quarry, you do 7 games here. I have great respect and admiration for him.
Hepburn with a misfiring close. Knipple comes away with a loose ball. Lead of the night.
Played really well here in the second half, but this Louisville team's not going to go away.
Little bounce inside by Chucky Hepburn for 2. He has 11.
Nice way. Regardless of the money, regardless of anything else, and these two teams have absolutely been great examples of that all season.
Look at the move by Hepburn, weaving his way inside, but he can't finish it.
I agree with you, Corey. Yeah, you may go 0 for 5.
10-point game. Hepburn trying to bring the Ville closer. Well short. He's had a very tough shooting night.
Yeah, I think you should bet.
They are back.
Yep, there's no question. And you know what? Both these teams since December are 47-2. 47-2. That's amazing.
Down 6 3-point field goals.
Final 40 seconds here, the championship game.
I also want to thank both you guys, the way you've accepted me, coming here and joining you.
If you missed any of that, it was an amazing second half. First half, it was all Duke. They piled up a huge lead as Hepburn blows by everybody.
And Chucky Hepburn going by Jay. Field goals made. Injured against Cal last Wednesday.
Yeah, turned his ankle. And he's day-to-day. You mentioned Dylan Hunter. He broke his hand. Again, Shepard, man, does he work hard.
He absolutely does. And you're talking about one of the elite offensive rebounders in the game.
Hepburn spins, can't finish it.
Understanding how great he was as a player, but more importantly, his contributions as an entrepreneur. The first billionaire retired NBA player.
With a B.
With a B.
And Hepburn. ACC Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-ACC, the star last night, as he has been many times this season, and right on cue, he makes the bucket, and he has 4 points.
At home in the ACC-SEC chapter.
As a senior now, the word is out how good he is. Hepburn ahead of the field, can't finish it. He missed the bunny.
Great hustle by, well, recognizing his teammate Wiggins may have been in trouble.
Hadley draws a double. Hepburn from the corner, got it.
Zachary, an elite defender, turned his head.
This earlier this season, he did some stand-up comedy in Russia. He'd like to try it again in the United States. He loved it. As Hepburn can't hit. Rebound comes high. The high. kicked out for Hepburn. He wants to operate in the paint. Little fall away, yes.
Love the matchup between these two
tonight. Hepburn. Time to get off one. Here it comes. He can't nail it. And now the heave by Locken. Very fashionable. Underway in the second half. Chucky Hepburn with a little stop and pop around and out. And Shefflin grabs another rebound.
To slide his feet as Terrence Edwards goes down, the foul is called. But if he doesn't pick up that foul at the end of the first half, he's not in foul trouble right now.
Hepburn missing a layup. It'll go the other way. Back to Hepburn. Hadley had a huge game the first time they met. Hepburn straight on. Really good look. Rebound tipped around.
Hay que hacer el trabajo para traer el talento. Largo el triple, falla, quedó cerca de poder caer en el aro.
No es fácil entrar a esa escuela.
Sí.
¿Y sabes dónde jugaba su transferido, por cierto? En Duke. O sea, de una...
Qué bien, la manera como levantó el balón y logró superar la defensa. 3 de 3. Los últimos 3 intentos por parte de Louisville.
Buen compa, el gran Víctor, al quien le mandamos un saludo. Seguramente nos está oyendo desde cualquier parte del planeta donde esté, porque viaja con el equipo.
Bueno. Por cierto, veíamos a la mascota de Notre Dame. Notre Dame está en esta conferencia en todos los deportes, salvo en el fútbol americano. Desde el costado consigue el enceste y es...
7 asistencias en el juego, y ahí van llegando los Tigres de Clemson, número 3 de la conferencia, para enfrentar a los renovados Mustang de SMU.
Listo para...
En la historia de Stanford, que créanme que ya tiene un rato de existir y ha tenido buenos equipos de básquetbol.
Los ladrillos rebotan y caen en la cubeta y no rompen el tablero, porque aventó prácticamente una piedra ahí. Desde el costado el triple y ahí aparece Hepburn. Coach Pitino, que tuvo una destacada actuación con ellos y previamente también con Kentucky. Se acaba el tiempo. ¡Uf! A punto. Y luego hay una falta. Bueno, pues desde 3, triplazo el que acaba de anotar Hepburn. Uy, a punto de que perdiera el pie de apoyo y cometiera la violación. Buenos movimientos de Hepburn. Hepburn, foul y cuenta. Irá a la línea con la oportunidad de que sea.
En el juego 12-0.
Exacto.
O estaban.
Complicado el triple, a ver quién lo toma. Ahí está precisamente.
Nada.
Sí, no. El número 42 no puede cometer una falta porque si no queda fuera. De 3, no hay nada. Y otro rebote. Otra segunda oportunidad.
Partido en 6 días. El 8 de marzo fue cuando le apaleó Louisville. Le atropelló a Stanford. Nada que ver con el día de hoy. Cuando tremendo triple ahí de Hepburn, quien se ha puesto la capa.
Vargas está casi a la par. O sea que van a tirar poquito. Arriba del minuto, el triple y quiere matar con el triple, quiere aniquilar, pero no. A ver, cuidado con no dar falta. Y el tiro, no hay falta. El rebote, Okpara lo tiene y después el tiro en cesta y contó la canasta. Okpara.
Now here's Scott, who plays with the mask, having the oral fracture a couple of weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. There's the drive and score by Hepburn.
Chucky Hepburn, we're not talking about basketball, but he loves the opportunity he has in front of him at Stanford and allowing himself to represent the great university that they are.
Yep.
Chuck game the night before.
Ball away by Scott. Or beg your pardon, that's Roos, Kenai Roos, the freshman. And Hepburn's recovery no good. Reynaud challenges, and finally it is...
That offense going. Ended up being a blowout once they had a strong scoring second half.
Chucky Hepburn fighting for space inside the scoop and score. Hepburn's got 6.
And Chucky. But a great effort by Jalen Blakes to be able to come up with the offensive rebound, which has been a bit of a weakness for the Cards in the last couple of games.
And Hepburn in traffic now with double figures. Feels like Louisville's doing a better job on the glass today, Corey, than they did Wednesday night.
They really are, and I'm sure that was a point of emphasis from their head coach, Pat Kelsey, who gets his point across in the most energetic of all.
Edwards with Hadley, Scott, Waterman, and Hepburn. This was the starting five today for Pat Kelsey. Hepburn a three at the front. Look at Reynaud go get it. All three have a calling card at the defensive end of the floor. And here's Hepburn on the steal. Chucky to the well against Blakes and didn't get the bounce. Hadley couldn't get the follow. Javon. Chucky re-racks on Blakes. Had it blocked out of there. That was Thompson. Now they'll battle for it. Traore always in the fray for Louisville.
Product of no Rain Smith in the starting lineup. This is a better defensive team with Rain Smith off the floor. But offensively, they're not even close without their leading three-point shooter.
Hepburn, the miss. Edwards tries. Louisville does not throw another knockout punch. Remember, they had a run of 13-0 and 9-0 in the first half.
Well, one thing is for certain and two things are for sure. It's going to be a run by the Cardinals. The question is, can the Cardinal find one? And a lot of that has to do with Jalen Blakes bringing that leadership. And by the way, he's got 2 game winners to his credit this week.
Yes, he does. Hepburn a three, bounces out. Reynaud another rebound. 8 rebounds. Team is still held in such high esteem.
It really is.
I think the Cardinal team that Pat Kelsey has here, it's going to start out and maybe only get bigger depending on how the...
Having a talk, Reynaud walks away from it smiling. Normally the way I walk away from my conversation with Roger Ayers.
Hepburn couldn't finish it, got the rebound back. Double teamed immediately, yep. Hepburn, 3 to shoot, runs it up there against Kamen. Leaking out is on a 14. Hepburn with 1 on the shot clock. How about that?
You couldn't have asked for a better offense.
On Saturday, went back to Scott. There's a turnover. Ball rolls out. Collected by Hepburn. Chucky from behind the line. Spins out. Sissoko the rebound.
So that's the first 3 he's missed and wanting to get off the bench and think I can play again. And we all know that's no longer the case.
He's not that desperate. Here's Hepburn sliding foul line. And everything that was going in Saturday is rimming out here on Wednesday.
Pal's missing a great opportunity here to get ahead because Louisville's not making anything. This is the time when you're on the road, you got to make those shots.
Hepburn off balance, missed everything.
And Hepburn was trying to draw
off the back rim. Hepburn the rebound.
Wilkinson hasn't been able to get into the painted area at all.
Hepburn a 3 from the front. Short, and the rundown by Campbell. Cards might have 2 possessions. Here's Hepburn, screen 3 ball right.
He's not going to miss them all night.
Need to win tonight to stay even with Clemson, who got 21 from Corey's guy Jay-Z tonight in his homecoming game at Boston College. There's Hepburn dropping the 3. He's now in double figures. Scott gives the Cards a second chance.
Okay, WD, if North Carolina's able to beat Duke and they all end up 18-2, and Chucky gets in the lane, and Chucky didn't even hear the whistle.
And that's not many guys like him.
Now, how many of us are thinking that that could be a possible national championship matchup between them? A rematch from the teams we've seen earlier.
And the Cardinals, Javon Hadley over to Hepburn, Scott, Smith, Edwards. It is an incredible starting 5 as Chucky Hepburn gets fouled off his own miss. Not Damian Dunn for Pitt, out for the season with a fractured elbow. Louisville's had all kinds of injuries. Hepburn into the paint again. He's got the first 4.
Because of how Louisville shoots it, and they put 4 guys out.
33% from out there. Scott rolls it to Hepburn in the corner. Hadley spinning into low. Out of the double. Hepburn for 3. Got another! Hepburn thinking about another one. Make it 3!
second time, Chucky Hepburn almost has a steal, and it leads to points for Pitt.
Another one. Oh, my goodness! 4 for 4 for Chuck. Edwards comes to a stop. Waterman's the outlet. Cut off. Here's Hepburn again. Looking for another. He's got 5 in a row. Tough pass. Hepburn on the handoff. Leans into it. Oh, my!
Become a new player here at Louisville.
Smith gets it to him. Hepburn. They don't foul him. He misses a layup. Hits 6 threes. Misses one at the rim. And Leggett misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Hepburn back on the floor. Makes his presence known. And the foul. Little rub from Smith. Hepburn drives it. Hepburn, a new career high, 34.
Here's Johnson, a hard dribble against Edwards. Hepburn took it from him. Chucky Hepburn with Tyler Johnson chasing, will lay it up and in. And that'll bring us to a timeout. 11-0.
With 18-2 in the league, pretty good turnaround.
Amazing when you think about it, isn't it? Hepburn a 3. Spins off, Young the rebound. And the Hokies back on the end. Now Traore with 7 to shoot. Back for Hepburn at the front against Rechsteiner. Trying to dig in on defense. Hepburn with 2 on a shot clock and a back rim miss that Brandon Rechsteiner pulls round. Throw in for Terrence Edwards. Here's Hepburn. Catch and shoot 3. And Servin gets the rebound on the box out. Louisville's missed their under 8 to play in this first half. Hepburn attacking from the wing and scores. Second field goal for Chucky Hepburn. Hepburn to drive, attacks, couldn't finish it. Rechsteiner cleans it up.
Straight up and down.
Couldn't finish. Connor Servin does not have a converted field goal this year. That was just his second attempt. Hepburn on the drive and the easy bucket for Chucky Hepburn. He's got 6.
And now they've got back control of the game.
The start, Virginia Tech battled back, but feels like a pretty big couple minutes here for Mike Young's team going to the locker room. Hepburn up 3. On
he
cue.
can make something out of nothing. Her's involved a little bit.
8-point lead again for Louisville. Hepburn beat Hammond on the drive. Layup fell off the rim.
He doesn't miss many of them.
Working against Burnham. Out front, Hepburn. Chucky on the drive. Rejected. Recovered Rechsteiner. Had Young ahead. Didn't see him as well. Here's Hepburn on the drive against Wessler, and Louisville back in front. 11 now for Chucky Hepburn.
He's the guy.
Only the 6th offensive rebound of the ball game for Louisville. Here is Hepburn on the drive. 3 to shoot. High arcing shot. No! And Scott the dunk follow.
Composure.
You know, it is interesting. They switch every screen. There aren't many teams that can do that. Here's Hepburn. First miss from 3 by the Cardinals, and Seminoles pass well. Boy, that's a nifty move there by Hepburn. Joking around with Pat Kelsey when we saw him before the game today. And I've known Pat almost his whole life. Hepburn rattles it in.
He had swimming wings.
What a pass. Didn't lead to a basket, but it leaves Hepburn open as they swing it. Hadley got a hand on it, rebound Florida State. You know, Leonard Hamilton's team averages 13 per game. Hepburn, the bump into the free throw line. Man, is he something.
And we talked about the fact that how he does such a...
See the shot clock, under 10. Hepburn stepped back and tried to get it over the taller Bol Bol, and that wasn't going to work.
And Bol Bol does it.
Lead, 13.5 to go.
Back into the game, and quickly a bucket for Hepburn, his second.
And you saw Hepburn.
I want to tell you what now, they are letting the Zebras have it.
I would consider that passion.
Yeah. Knocked out of bounds. Under it.
They let me know that.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding? Well, compared to me, you are. So I'm not even going to badmouth that.
At least that's what my wife keeps telling me.
Yeah, well, good for you. My wife just badmouths me. There's a
offer now. You want to get a good set. You're up by 10. Don't want to force it.
Spins into the lane. Oh, is that pretty. Boy, is that pretty.
And it's too smooth because, again.
Backdoor, beautiful to Hepburn. Try to come in on the other side of the iron. 4:30 left.
Oh, man.
My.
Talking about a dagger. Whoa.
Shot clock at 5. Hepburn's going to step back another 3. This place might have blown the roof off on a chilly Saturday. But Hepburn, again, the senior transfer from Wisconsin. Force that one up there. Under 2:30 left.
And this is
down a little bit, Notre Dame.
Louisville, meanwhile, more up pace. Micah Shrewsbury says he knows they want to run today as Chucky Hepburn is short on the 3. Offensive rebound by James Scott. He's so good on the glass. Hepburn for 3. This one's short again. 2 good looks for him, but empty-handed. Hepburn flies in for the board.
Boy, Jai and Scott all tangled up.
Hepburn in transition goes off the window. There's a 2-pointer for you.
Yeah, Chucky Hepburn downhill, always probing.
Really good true freshman season for Louisville. Hepburn spots up. Cannot leave him alone. To take a 2-point lead. Hepburn tips it away. Ruth's up ahead, and Chucky Hepburn in transition with a finger roll finish.
In the corner. You don't even help. You're not face guarding him, but you're not in a position to help.
Hepburn curls off the screen for 3. No. I mean, there's being attached to someone's hip and then the portion of the season.
Well, that just speaks to how well Notre Dame has played here tonight. And they're getting to the free throw line in the second half. They've limited Louisville to 1 shot, no offensive rebound.
Hepburn uses the screen from Scott. Got left alone, and he connects.
They do a great job. Go single side, naked side, 2-man game.
Hepburn off the flare. Hepburn circles into the lane. Got it. Put him at the line for 1 more. Louisville fans in red across the way, on their feet, clapping. A road win for the Cardinals. And Chucky Hepburn with 1 more bucket.
If you're got mask and all is out there as well after a facial injury that he suffered on Saturday as well in a win over Miami. And the scoring begins with Chucky Hepburn.
Chucky looks pretty good right there.
And Kenai Roots.
NC State worked on that in their shoot-around today. And you have to make good decisions in that short roll. And Ben Middlebrooks made a good decision.
Hepburn spun it out. Waterman, who's always got that high motor, swirls out a triple. Hadley running the floor again. Backs it out for Hepburn. The trailer buries it.
When you push and you take the ball to the baseline.
O'Connell got shut off. Nearly a turnover.
Can't get by Chucky. You cannot get by him.
He picked it and lays it in.
That's a first-team All-ACC point guard making a play on the defense.
Louisville led by as many as 17 in the first half. Hepburn split the ball screen beautifully.
I mean, so quick.
Quickly and purely. We saw approaching 100, chasing down the Taekwon Dean record from 20 years ago for 1 season. Hepburn left it short, and then a foul on the rebounding action. Go totally new roster, of course, from last year's Louisville team. Hepburn turned the corner underneath with a reverse from Chucky Hepburn.
And he high-fives the NC.
Boston College has missed 6 in a row. A 3.5-minute scoring drought for the Eagles. Hepburn, pull-up, pop. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Chucky Hepburn. Smith. Hepburn launches a deep three and hits it. Back-to-back threes for Chucky Hepburn on the triple. Hepburn lines up the three. Missed it. Chucky had knocked down 2 earlier, but can't get. Here's Javon Hadley. Finds Hepburn. Chucky Hepburn down the lane. Everything but the finish. Knocked around. Louisville screens right now. Hepburn. He got free going against Hastings. Couldn't connect on the 3. And Boston College gets.
Because the same thing happened earlier and they didn't blow the whistle and stop it.
And if you're going to blow it, you got to blow it earlier, right?
Yes, much earlier than that.
Hepburn scooped to the hoop for 2.
Just the score, you got to allow him to go. I don't think other guys can enjoy the leash that he has offensively. You got to live with those type of shots from him.
And usually Hepburn will make
scoring more, they're passing the ball more, it's putting pressure on other teams, the opponent's defense.
Hepburn forces a goaltend. The blow by. Here's Hepburn. Rejected at the rim by Hastings. And then Hepburn.
And my man, number 13 right here, is putting on the show. Earl Grant, you can tell when he runs his sets, well organized. They know exactly what they want to do. People are playing definitely in their system.
Ball, the next thing you know, bang, bang, bang. He hit 3 baskets in a row.
And the phrase that he uses, he gets lost in the game.
Yeah.
He gets everyone going.
And
you see, on point,
how about
knocks
that
3 down. He did this afternoon.
Here's Hepburn in the corner. Thought about taking it to the rack. He'll pull up for 3 after the screen and knock it down.
And here's the thing about him, Tom, is that you see
due to all of the injuries. Hepburn to the rack.
Oh, that's tough.
Oh my, is he something?
But here's the thing, you realize he had a big soiree
defender on him as they switch, and Hepburn thought about it. They're going to get to the taller to kick it back out to Hepburn.
Man.
This is insane.
And this is what makes Louisville so good, because
a minute or 2. Way out. And that'll be an over the back call. Hepburn thought about it. And now into the lane up against the glass, too strong. And Powell rips away the rebound. Tech needs a bat. He's in long. Pitch it into the corner. And now those shots are not falling.
And Georgia Tech's doing a big thing with this last 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Can they continue to get stops and then get some scoring?
Hepburn into the lane, and it's not there. And the rebound ripped out of there by Dongo. He's been differential between shot and game clocks. Hepburn in the lane, drains the 8-footer.
But they run the pick and roll, no one.
Not there, and there's Traore. Hepburn spins into the lane against the glass, had it rejected. Oh, what was...
To have to guard. Rain Smith is a guy that you need to try to see if you can get him rolling.
All righty, there, isolation for Hepburn, and a tough shot against a taller defender, but an offensive rebound.
Man.
They can't stop it.
Well, and here's the thing is that Terry, you see that's a little bit of an isolation. Gets that separation, you see the blow by, and then the lock up by Georgia Tech.
Is 9. Hepburn for 3. Offensive rebound to Scott.
2 field goals, and I thought they shot the lights out from behind the arc.
Louisville's 10-game winning streak will come to an end. Their first loss since December.
Senior from the Ivory Coast and transfer from Long Beach State. He wears 25 in the far right corner for the Ville. Screen for Hepburn and a 3. It's Davin Cosby, who came in to replace Spiller a moment ago. Here's a lead for Hadley. Hepburn tees a three. And Reed pulls it away. The ACC.
Now he's a motivated, high-octane coach.
Hepburn at the horn. Sure! You betcha. A couple threes in the opening frame. Hepburn with 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. And at the horn, it would have been good. Bounds away off the rim for Louisville. Scott had it batted away by Reed. Recovers. 10 to shoot. Traore. Out of the corner, Hepburn. And Hadley for Smith.
Offense for him to try to mount this comeback.
Next week.
Inside, here's Hepburn. Lowered the boom. Reed every bit the challenge and blocked it away.
I'm not sure you can be very comfortable at all. You're going to have to win a couple games in Charlotte to make yourself feel better, because those will be high quality. Into that 10-point range, this loss will not look as bad on paper as it actually was.
Hepburn will try and add to the range. He cannot. And a ball
person on him. He has got a massive wingspan as well, too.
Number 24 in white we're talking about. Here's Chucky Hepburn. If you give him some room, he can knock it down 32%.
Offensive rebound back up. Saw his teammate had a better angle. Great job that time by Matt Cross.
Wide open again. Chucky Hepburn from the same spot. 9-4. That their coach, who tells them don't take mid-range shots, is great at taking mid-range shots.
If you don't miss, you can definitely let that thing fly. And early on, Hepburn has been knocking down the importance of that and the chemistry. They're very mature teams. Both these teams very similar in styles.
Hepburn with his 3rd triple of the night.
Quiz if you give it to me right now, Doug Sherman.
Take my notes away, I'd fail it too. That is Traore to Hepburn. Traore so active on the glass. Back out. Hepburn uses the screen from Frank Anselm eBay. There's the former Syracuse Orange on the offensive glass. So many ways to talk about the season Chucky Hepburn is in the midst of for Louisville. Here's another one. If your name is next to Russ Smith, he needed to make that shot to make this story sound a little better.
Offensive output in the first half.
Hepburn beats the buzzer from midcourt. A rare miss. team has assisted on every made basket in a game since 1996-97. Wow.
Hepburn's been an all-conference level point guard with Smith, Hadley, Edwards, and Scott. Every player in the rotation to transfer except the freshman Kenai Ruths. Ames rejects Hepburn's shot with top 30. Adjusted offensive efficiency. Hadley had it knocked away. Hepburn hoists it at the end of the shot clock. It didn't graze the iron, and it's kept alive by Hadley.
Around him, Chris, it makes you think
he's been the right fit for this program.
Well, first of all, he studied under one of the best in Skip Prosser. It was his assistant, longtime assistant. It's
for Rain. Buchanan throws it away. Cardinals can run again. Hadley, Hepburn. Out of bounds. The made three, second longest in Virginia history. Deep shot clock for Hepburn. Off the back of the rim and deflected to Day-Day Ames. Eighth guy in the rotation today. Hepburn steps inside Kofi. Shot fake. Kofi didn't bite. At the angle tough. Saunders with a rebound. Edwards hustling down the floor for Hepburn, who still has not hit a field goal in the first half. Now 0 for 7. And a good strong rebound. Buchanan with his fifth. Starting five for Louisville: Hepburn, Smith, Hadley, Edwards Jr., and Scott. Here's Hepburn stepping inside Buchanan. And Hepburn another miss. Grabs his own miss. This time he's got Saunders on him. Jitterbug into the lane. And finally, Chucky Hepburn gets a bucket to go. Hepburn gets it back off the inbound. Trying to turn the corner on Ames. Now using his physicality, leans in, misses. Scott does not catch in an easy two-hand. Intended shoot for Hepburn, spinning on Haynes. Hepburn at the rim will finish.
It's his change of pace.
Charlotte came back a season ago as associate head coach. Wasn't fired by Charlotte, just left to rejoin the staff here. As Hepburn is short on a three. And Ron Sanchez and Tony Bennett have talked a lot. 5 to shoot. Hepburn got it back from Smith out of the inbounds. Step back on Ames is well short.
Matchup to watch. You see Davis or Hadley guarding Davis. I think with Freeman being out, obviously Davis needs to step up and do more offensively, but really defensively, he adds more than Freeman. Chris Bell is one of the best shooters in the country. I think right now he's just, you know, mentally inside his head a little bit. He just needs to get out of that funk and just play basketball, get back to enjoying the game.
Hepburn, no. Davis, another rebound. Traore gives to Hepburn. Chucky gets it back. Little runner in the lane, no. Kept alive and tipped home by James.
But he has to have that energy when he's not playing well. You know, you can't just have the energy when you're knocking down shots and things are going well. You have to have that energy all throughout the game, good and bad.
He grabs the Hepburn miss. Thank God for Julie.
Yeah.
Hepburn, best time to take a three.
Off the offensive rebound, kick out. Might as well shoot a third one. And again, I think he's more effective inside, but he is more than capable, as you can see, knocking down the three-point shot.
Hepburn comes in only 30% on the year, but tough. A little strong. Hadley will bring it up himself. Stepping into another three is Chucky Hepburn.
Louisville wants Syracuse to shoot. They're offensively, they're stagnant. They're not moving their bodies. They're not moving the ball. And usually those are the type of shots that you're going to end up with.
A rare miss for Hepburn. Hepburn dumps it off. Scott had it poked away. Able to get it from his back to Chucky. And Hepburn has 15 points, all on three.
Syracuse, Louisville does such a great job of continually moving without the ball, giving themselves more opportunities to get open looks.
Hepburn doing it down low.
I tell you what.
Hepburn rises up, little fadeaway jumper, nothing but net. He's got the whole game works back to the right hand and finishes.
Syracuse, they can do that all night, but they have to do it on the other side of the ball. You see right now giving up another open three to Hepburn. All of his free throws.
Right.
But in the game, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different feel, but right there, Scott knocking him down.
Hepburn. Now watching tape, you have just marveled the last few days. Numbers if James Scott hurries. Bell able to get back. Hepburn pulls the trigger from deep. Long rebound, saved.
Just a better shot offensively by Lowe.
Edwards, extra pass. Hepburn open three. Tap out by Scott. Smith reload.
He and Damian Dunn both say it doesn't bother them. If anybody's had a thumb injury, shooting doesn't bother you as much. It's the dribbling and catching the basketball that bothers you.
Waterman the rebound, but they're going to get
mates and finishing at the rim.
Cards on a 3-minute scoring drought. And Hepburn toughly stops that drought.
On cue, just like we talked about. Just his adjustment here with this team. A couple of years ago, trying to figure things out, and then once he went to that small guard lineup, is Chucky Hepburn getting in the paint.
After he was the man 2 years ago in Rhode Island.
He's just a winner.
Hepburn, no, and the rebound, Austin. Leggett pushing, here comes Scott, the inbounder, to Hepburn with three. Hepburn heaves. And a 1-point lead.
A lot of trust that you see, one he's earned and that Pat Kelsey has in him.
Defended by Leggett and sent away by Corin.
Great block there. If he somehow gets that to the glass, I think James Scott's doing a tip drill dunk on the rim.
Tough shot by Hepburn late in the clock. And a chance for... Hepburn rims it out, rules the offensive rebound. Effective. Hepburn, deep three on the reload. Yes!
Scott with his hands on another.
Hadley back in with 3 fouls. Hepburn. No, Corin fighting for it, and it'll stay here.
Match inside with Lowe, who has 3 fouls. Lowe has to do a good job of fronting here.
Hepburn through contact, no call, and the rebound secured by Zach Austin.
What a block there by Zach Austin, just grabbing it out of the air. For 3. Jalen Lowe spending time in the paint is automatic. You can't stop him from getting there.
Hepburn 3. Short, done the rebound. Under 8. Hepburn with 5. 3 to shoot. Oh, that is a dagger by Hepburn late in the shot.
It's on the defensive end of the floor. You challenge your guys to get a stop. You got to switch this.
4 to shoot. Hepburn floater. Oh, yeah! Chucky Hepburn. Chucky Hepburn running the point for Louisville. His coach, Pat Kelsey, regularly calling him a top 5 guard in the country. And he's played like it to this point. Hepburn, deep 3. Yes!
Look for Rain Smith.
Hepburn with 3. Hepburn step back. And so Louisville ends the first half. 4 of its ACC contests by 10 or more coming into the night. A lot of contact, no call. Hepburn behind the play. Hepburn from downtown. Blocking with it. This is the 3rd game in 7 days for the Tigers as Hepburn steps back and Dylan Hunter scoops it up. First minute. Hepburn. And who was that last touch by? It was last touch by 5 to shoot. Hepburn defended by Zachary. Fade away. Hadley back out. Hadley again.
Even better at the end.
3 to shoot. Hepburn in and out. And Hadley the rebound. After the tap by
a week ago against Eastern Kentucky in a tight victory. Here's Hepburn, 1 dribble into the 3-pointer. That comes up short. And Isaac McNeely, the rebound and into the cut off there, gets it back. Still 10 seconds to shoot. Now he's trying to drive on Rhodey from the left side. Little spin move along the baseline and goes to the reverse.
Come on, that's just silly. And it was great defense to begin with by Rope.
Terrence Edwards Jr., one of their leading scorers on the season, quiet so far. Here's Hepburn trying to get a step. High arcer off the top of the backboard. Very high arcer. Did Murray's attempt deflected on the perimeter. Louisville has numbers if they hurry. Hadley drives right at Rhodey. Hepburn's 3. Rims out. Tough shot there for Isaac McNeely. On the other end, it's Hepburn. All the way to his spot. Muscles his way to the basket.
Giving up about 4 inches in height.
A 4-point game. Rhodey's got 11.
That's the Andrew Rhodey that a lot of people in the Summer League became accustomed with.
Hepburn gets a step right to the basket, in and out. Almost a 50-50 chance that they will grab the rebounds. Nearly a turnover out of the timeout. Hepburn lets fly from deep. Another chance at an offensive rebound will not come as open.
That's a shot you have to take.
Instead, he put it on the floor. Virginia on the offensive glass that time. Hepburn off balance. Traore trying to save it. And he can.
Defense from Javon Hadley.
Crossover dribble. Hepburn doesn't even go to the left hand. Slick finish inside.
Just tough.
UVA's got to start getting some stops. Sharma working against Hepburn, backing his way in. Hepburn, tough ball away from the foul line. The rebound bounces to Murray.
Here's Terrence Edwards Jr. working on Davis, finds Hepburn. Chucky Hepburn through traffic, no good. Up and down the lane, denied at the rim. Traore got a piece of it.
Like the call from the bench, though, by Hubert Davis to see if you can get Tyson going. And to your point about the chemistry for Louisville, Chucky Hepburn knocks down a mid-range, but not that time.
R.J. Davis picking up Chucky Hepburn, the two veteran guards. They've been so fun to watch, and Hepburn gets the better of Davis there.
And he is such a good deliverer of the basketball, especially to the big man on a roll.
Hepburn followed his errant pass, cleans up his own spill. There's Noah Waterman. Started the game strong. He had the first 5 points for Louisville, been quiet since. Hepburn just backing down the freshman, Chucky Hepburn.
If you don't come with short...
Nothing but the bottom of the net. The freshman knocks it down, cuts it to 7. Hepburn left it short.
Maybe too quick.
A pass. Withers throws it down against his former team. Hepburn trying to take over and does. Back in.
Off, and now Bamisile gets it in, and we get a rejection, nearly a foul, but contact and intensity's picking up, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought.
Well, we're not putting lines on it. No, we're not doing that. But I will make sure I relay the message to Mike Holland, Roland Ross, and Dakar Ross so they can take it up with you and use it as motivation for their squad before tonight's champion. Penn State also coached at Rice and did a heck of a job there, too.
Been a winner everywhere he's coached.
Yeah, he coached Marcus Evans from our area here, played at Great Bridge High and Cape Henry Collegiate. So rolling away, Ace Baldwin with the theft, and now it's going to be tossed over to R.J. Felton, whose pull-up jumper won't go down, rebounded by Chucky Hepburn, so it remains a 2-point game. 3 from the wing for McNeil. 2-point game. Gassan's 3 ball is going to rim out. Chucky Hepburn on the move now as we near 4 minutes to go. 2-point lead for Portsmouth Partnership. Corner 3 from Curtis Jones, who's putting them up from the perimeter in this one. He's now got 8 of the 12 points for Janet King. Some mystery to him and some seed potential and upside as the free throw is good, and it's part of why he is among the 64 that got the invite to the 71st annual PIT. And how about Ashworth almost having it happen again? Dama off the ball, who hails from France, played for Santa Clara. Hepburn kicks it out. Bamisile has it. So tries to spin back right. And had ability and hustle down low as he scores it for 2. Really playing with the motor and toughness inside.
A competitor in all aspects of the game, as he shows right there, competing on the glass.
Chucky backing down.
Hepburn's going to go off the backboard. It can't get the finish, but he gets the offensive rebound, throws it to, Edwards has got it. And now Terrence Edwards tries a 3-ball. Rebound again for Louisville's Chucky Hepburn, a teammate this past season with Edwards. And then the free throw shooting from some of these guys nationally. You think of Stephen Ashworth, Tamar Bates, Khalif Battle, and Ace Baldwin. You have literally 4 of the top 5 free throw shooters in.
Lost some teeth and a facial fracture too. Here's Proctor to launch again. He's feeling it. Hadley on the run. Edwards trying to finish it.
Louisville is 18-2. They changed their defense because of Edwards.
Knipple around and out. Rebound comes to Hepburn, and we're tied at 28 here in the championship game.
Edwards got a
shot clock to 6. Knipple catches, fires. Rebound comes out high for Hepburn. Edwards wants to push it.
That's Miss Gloria.
Was that Gloria?
That's Miss Gloria Jane.
Legitimate number.
Shot won't go down for Edwards, although he's had a big night and a great tournament.
Dickie B, let me tell you before we get
shot up, but it won't roll into the cup.
Ian Shefflin already making his presence felt.
And Shefflin went down, and so did Hadley. Both grabbing it. It's 15-8 Clemson. Once again, Shefflin on the entry. He continues to work after the miss. It comes right to Hepburn, who's been pretty quiet so far. Chucky Hepburn, Kentucky. Here's Wiggins with a miss that barely nicked the iron. Let's go over to Angel for an update.
Able to stay on the floor and stay out of foul trouble.
Lock it on the high post. They'll find a shooter in the corner. Breeder couldn't hit it. And another whistle as they bottled up Hepburn.
Not falling for the pump fakes.
Zachary gets it off quickly and airmailed by Clemson. Breeder trying to get back. Roos with the slam.
Louisville con un programa de baloncesto muy fuerte por muchos años. Qué complicado el intento de Reynon y después el rebote, la segunda oportunidad, le sacaron el balón. A la locura de marzo, ¿no?
Exacto.
Entonces, mejor tener esos días de reposo y estar listo para el torneo de la NCAA. North Carolina, al contrario, yo creo que sí necesita.
For ACC wins in a year.
Josiah Sellers, 3 bounds away. Hammond saved it. Boy, what a throw to Blakes. They got volleyballed around. Here's Edwards. Oh, a little hezzy in the one hand.
Last man out there in James Scott. He's the guy that really makes this go from a defensive standpoint, and also gives them that presence, that lob threat with Chucky Hepburn, which is such a huge part. Away from it, smiling. Normally the way I walk away from my conversation with Roger Ayers.
Hepburn couldn't finish it, got the rebound back. Edwards splits.
Reno on the floor.
Here's Sellers, 2-pointer. Nope. Back rim miss. Roos slapped it out. Tapped away Edwards. Against Blakes. Score. 6 to shoot for Wilkinson. Look at the switch. Deep 3. Off the back rim. Hepburn the rebound.
Wilkinson hasn't been able to get into the painted area at all. Hepburn, Louisville that we started coming to when they entered the ACC in 2014-15. This is the environment that was created back then by Rick Pitino, and it started similarly with the defense.
And when the team, Petritus kept it alive. Hadley took an inadvertent hand to the face, I think. That got knocked around, and out of there with it comes Hepburn. Kick back for
Edwards in the league. They just might get outplayed a little bit.
I am proud of you for recognizing shoot-around earlier today.
I'm making up for all those shoot-arounds I never went to.
You know what? Here's Petritus off the Louisville giveaway. Campbell. This is Wilkinson for 3 and off the mark.
And he just has not had a strong performance in this game. You're talking about an all-rookie member will be
Petritus.
But look at Kenai Roos getting up, doing the job defensively, pressuring 94 feet.
Campbell tried to recover his own miss.
Let's see where this ends up.
Yep. There goes Edwards flying up.
You think about what he's done this game alone. Wilkinson hasn't been able to get anything going, and you got to give Edwards a tremendous amount of credit on that as well.
Petritus couldn't finish the second chance for Cal off an offensive rebound.
6'2", 180.
In this ball game, and Jemai Mashak for Tennessee. So there's some really good high energy players that had some
Grassfield High in Chesapeake.
had some battles with Coach Johnson also there at Grassfield.
And there's a layup inside for Musa Cisse. Jayhawks after playing for the Jackrabbits, and it took an adjustment period for him for a while.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole idea when guys with the moving around and different requests of your game. You know, some of these kids are they're jumping around in the portal chasing, and sometimes they get to a spot that's really not what they thought it was going to be and don't really perform the way they should.
A lead for partnership, as that one is good by Zeke Mayo. 11 points for him. He's starting to cook. Lob, and it's one-handed delivery by Musa Cisse, and that's why he's quickly.
He had to have one trip to the Big Dam. Man will find a professional position where he'll be playing for a long time.
Only made 91 threes in his entire college career, but today Chucky Hepburn dribbles it up the court. A couple defenders collapse on him. Now he's looking to attack. The lob is there. Oh, and a foul on the dunk attempt for Musa Cisse. Every time they throw it towards the rim, where Musa third place game at the 71st annual PIT. With the coach Ed Young on Matthew Hatfield. Chucky Hepburn dumping it off, and it's Louisville to Kentucky. Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville's Chucky Hepburn to say.
Well, you're going to separate players that are serious into their game than those that are just going to corner and hide.
Oh, how about that
not
lob
sure
somehow
how that
being
one
scored by Cameron Matthews. The ball's going to rim out. Chucky Hepburn on the move now as we near 4 minutes to go. 2-point lead for Portsmouth Partnership.
Now, there's what I wanted to see, Matt. I was about ready to say we're taking too many quick. Yeah,
Chucky Hepburn set to put it in.
He's the furthest one away from the action. They may be screening for him.
Here's Bamisile to catch it. Clear look.
Perfect.
It's money. Joe Bamisile right on cue for three with Scepter tonight. We've got 3 series already set with Boston the 2, hosting Orlando the 7. Straightaway 3 won't go down for Ball. The 4-5 matchup with Indiana having home court against Milwaukee.
And a little bit of a wasted advantage.
Hepburn at the line. Chucky reliable, 84.4% from the free throw line. That's right, Coach Martelli, whose dad helped St. Joseph's back in the day with Jameer Nelson and Delonte West make the Elite Eight. Heartbreaking loss to Oklahoma State with Jai Lucas and company, but his son goes.
Got 3-4 touches, and you didn't put your best foot forward. That second or third exposure for us evaluating is really valuable in a setting like this where he's just they're getting to know each other.
With Chucky Hepburn, we got quick shout-outs to give out, each of us one apiece here. So you want to start with yours here as we get this third quarter underway?
Yeah, sure. So with Rise and Grind TBT every year, and I just wanted to shout out
Sebastian Thomas now with the basketball. Poked away, Hepburn's got it. And there's the jam. Musa Cisse
out in transition.
The country in one setting here. So if it comes down to a late situation, you want one of those guys shooting the free throw.
Got some closers.
Yeah. There's a wing 3 that's buried from Cameron Matthews.
Is Duke's first ranked opponent since December 4th when they faced number 2 Auburn.
Wow. You do your research.
Up and in for 2, and that's a tie at 25.
2-3 zone.
They already have had 7 lead changes in the championship. Hepburn.
Oh,
there for Scott.
How about the preparation? You talk about preparation.
Hey, bottom line is Hepburn got right in the gap in that zone. You got to get the gaps and seams in the zone. And also right behind the foul line area.
Edwards with a triple. That's hit in the mouth in a game back in February. Lost teeth and everything. And the Louisville JB School of Engineering built it for him, and he's up high for another 2.
And you mentioned the losing teeth.
Selmibe couldn't do it. Now on the turnover, as Scott's on the bench with 2 fouls. Hadley driving in, flips up 2.
Smart play by Hadley, recognizing that Highbreeder was
decided not to shoot the long one. Shot clock is down to 10. Hepburn to drive and kick. Hadley launches, got it.
It's been a struggle for the Cars beyond the...
El giro, el intento falla, lo buscaba Reynaud, Maxi Reynaud, y ahora sale botando Hepburn. Ahí están los titulares y el triple, el primer triple de la...
Una fortuna de Stanford, están jugando buena defensa porque ya tienen 5 intentos a la canasta consecutivos sin anotar. Han pasado 2 minutos y medio, no anotan su canasta y aquí les anotan un triple.
De transferencias, el otro mantiene a sus jugadores. Y bien dices, los requerimientos académicos de Stanford. El Ali y el Loop ahora sí arriba se combinan bien. Y Louisville logra empatar el partido.
Empate para ver a quién ponen. Estoy casi seguro que ellos van a arrasar con este criterio.
Eso sí.
O sea, a la NCAA le conviene que esté North Carolina en la escuela de Michael Jordan, cuando aquí tremendo enceste otra vez.
Es un tema de ubicación en la duela, ¿no? Porque la referencia es la línea de los 3 puntos. Qué buen movimiento en la pintura, consigue el enceste. Le costó, pero final. Sellers, el hombre que consiguió el triple, llega a 13 puntos ya Sellers en doble dígito. Y también viene la respuesta por parte de Louisville, 4 de diferencia.
Ahí recuperó Reynolds los 2 puntos que no pudo anotar desde el tiro libre. Y mira lo que es estar condicionado, ni siquiera brincó
A ver, posesión para empatar o para ganar. Y ahí está, consiguiendo el enceste. Y esto se ha empatado. La flota no quiere atacar porque sabe que pudo haber sido... Caí en una falta ofensiva y lo sacaban. ¡Qué buen pase! Y ahí están los puntos. Headley, hay que pedirte...
Louisville is not shy when it comes to offense. Here's Hepburn. On the drive, lob, Scott the catch and dunk.
You know, the best part about that, the timing of Scott, I believe.
James Scott coming off the oral fracture against Miami earlier this month, playing with a brand new Hannibal Lecter mask. Hadley out of the corner, and there's the second 3 of the day for the Ville.
I feel like I could play basketball again.
And then you remember how sore you are.
I remember, I just had a hip replacement 6 months ago.
Here's Roos on the drive. Kenai Roos has got a dunk and a layup for his Staggerwall. 4 to shoot. Chucky lobs for Scott.
That's his chemistry. Great connection. James Scott knows and come from either in the paint or the free throw line. That shows just not a very good shooting team.
Hepburn on the drive. Feeds Traore. Kadir on the board. DJ on the drive. Blocked by Waterman. Here goes Hadley in the cards. Hepburn back for Javon Hadley. 5 in a row. 5.5 for the work she's had to do here this year. Was out tending to Chucky Hepburn like the fight doctor in the corner. There's Scott off the Hepburn feed.
And that would be dunk number 67, correct?
Yep.
Will be for Wilkinson, averaging 20 points a game in his starts the last 11 games coming into this one.
And there's the dunk by Roos.
Defensively pressuring 94 feet.
Campbell trying to recover his own miss.
Let's see where this ends up.
Yep. There goes Edwards flying up and scoring.
Never mad at the...
For Wilkinson. Nope. Turned over by Cal.
Here's
Hepburn.
going up. There it is.
Lob.
Noah Waterman on the floor for the first time for Louisville, 93. And Hepburn finds him. And Waterman drills it. With another miss for Pittsburgh. Here's Edwards. Scores it.
Communication, both the verbal and the nonverbal. Like, there was not one negative body language moment in that workout today.
And they take the lead back. Ray Smith. Corhane comes back in. Been out since the 9:28 mark. He's on Hadley right now, but nobody's on Scott. 23, Hepburn 37, and there's a steal. Edwards down the floor. Chucky will give it to Hadley.
There's a lob for Lawau. It got deflected. And here's a look ahead for Edwards. Layup in transition. Terrence Edwards on the board.
I appreciate that.
Probably a big factor in the success he's had here in year 1, too with Louisville.
100%.
How about that? Hepburn on a drive and just an easy pass for Scott. He's got 4.
Make a couple plays.
Here's Scott. Ball screen for Hepburn. Waterman a 3. Got it.
That's why he's in the game. He goes in the game.
27-3 of the year, who won earlier tonight at Miami. Tigers host Notre Dame tomorrow night at Littlejohn. Edwards a 3 ball. Got it.
That's the first one in about 2 days.
And has been on quite a roll here. He had 24 points against Miami, was 10 of 10. Here's Scott. Talked about him being a dunking machine.
Miscommunication between Ewing and Davis that last time. Hepburn
to lead Jackson for the time being into the game. Although it looks like Daquan Davis is now making his way to the scorer's table. Open 3, the second 3 of the game for Hepburn.
Almost 2.5 minutes in. Louisville looking for its first points of the day. It'll come from Rain Smith on a straightaway 3.
You know, Chucky Hepburn sets that up.
Hepburn lobs up top for Scott.
One-handed jam.
Notre Dame's got to get Tay Davis going.
Well, he's too important to what they do. And Marcus Burton can't carry it by himself. You've got to have everyone involved when you're trying to take down Lewis.
Tay Davis all the way to the cup, banks it in. Traore in transition, bucket plus a foul.
Immediately he was looking for Rain Smith, and Marcus Burton did a good job of picking him up.
This time he finds Hadley for a corner 3. Hadley again. Back-to-back 3s for Hadley. Timeout Notre Dame.
Gave it up back up top to the Wisconsin transfer, Chucky Hepburn. Late shot clock again. Weaved a pass underneath for Scott.
That does not count as a dunk, even though he has season.
Nearly a turnover, and it is from Marcus Hill. Hepburn gave it up. Smith, the sniper, buries it.
You cannot make a mistake and lose.
In the 6th-year senior. Late shot clock. This is Hepburn. Backs it out. Edwards hoists, and he hits.
Their focus and to bring their level high, bring a high level to the 40 minutes.
Good drop off, and Traore lays it in. A dozen now for Edwards off that sweet feed from James Scott. Hepburn poked it away, and here's Scott.
That's a dunk. 53 on the
wooden players, and the Chucky Hepburn deserves mention there. Not just top 10 point guards with the Bob Cousy. He skipped it for Hadley, who cans the 3.
He sees all 9 players.
It's just been amazing what he's done in such a quick turnaround. Not just get Louisville back, but have them back and winning in a way that's just fun to watch, a style that's fun to watch. And and by the way, he leads the ACC in assists by breaking it down and creating for himself and teammates.
Hepburn, the hot hand early, passes this one off, and it's another triple. This time, Terrence Edwards Jr. So Boston College very short-handed in the front court. Rain Smith knocks down the triple. That's what he does better than almost any
guy right in front of our very eyes. He missed last year with an injury. He's picking up strong.
Great take. Javon Hadley has been a problem all night long.
Brave cleaning it up.
It's amazing how many injuries have hit both of these teams.
Go!
And the alley-oop slam by who else? Scott. That's his 43rd dunk. Smith has not made a 3 until now.
But here's the thing, is this how Louisville beats you?
And then an offensive rebound. They love doing that, getting an offensive rebound and kicking it back out for a potential 3. Alley-oop. Wasn't a dunk, but able to put it in was Hadley.
And great ability to pick up scoring. We talked about the fact that last game in a loss against Notre Dame had 20 points.
Open 3 ball. Bang on the other end by Hadley. They leave him in there with 3 fouls. Gonna have to force it up there. That's a good defensive effort right there by the Cardinals. And here comes
Louisville the other way, and a lay-in is good by Traore.
And Tom, I told you, he makes plays.
Salas underneath, had it raked out of there by Edwards, and here's the Ville with the turnover and a lead for Hadley.
Pat Kelsey likes to run. You want to talk about high praise. Yeah. Pat Kelsey said he's his favorite player that he's coached in 20-plus years.
There's Scott off the Hepburn lob for the dunk.
Physical teams, they're going after each other. There's nothing easy out there tonight.
Hepburn on a back door. Scott in one. On the road. Hadley blocked by Salas. What a rejection.
But how about Hunter Salas not only the block, taking away the three, but Chucky Hepburn continues.
Boy, it's been a hard road for Frederickson now. 12 of 63 from behind the line. And one of his last 9. And Kadir Traore on the board.
Oh, they cannot make shots. They stopped Wake 4 times, and they haven't made a shot to close it.
Scott. Down the jump shot. 11 for Hunter Salas, who's got 10 games of 20 or more.
But look at Chucky Hepburn pushing the tempo on the other end.
Look at that. The young man.
I did.
I know that you absolutely have said more than enough to Roger Ayers.
You need to wake up.
Smith out of the corner, and he's back to work.
With it up 3-0 early. Hepburn's got the 3. He's 6'2", 190 pounds, a junior from Omaha, Nebraska. And he helps to set up Javon Hadley, another one of the kicks that the southern United States along the Gulf Coast has gotten in the last 24 hours.
Well, on the East Coast, that's like summertime, the snow, but around this area, certainly it shuts everything out.
He doesn't have to coach playing hard. His guys get it, and they play hard on both ends. Smith on the receiving end of the lob. First 2 points for the Saints. Scott is one of the 3 players for Louisville who followed Pat Kelsey from the College of Charleston, along with Rain Smith. There's the big man again with his second dunk. You can see why he shoots such a good percentage from the...
And then defensively, really, they've made it difficult for SMU right now. SMU 0-6 from the three-point line.
Hepburn now is responsible for 20...
Yeah, again, he's gotten opportunities. Really not much other to say than he's just missed some layups. And
11 field goals, 11 assists, 3rd dunk of the night. Whoopi Miller remains on the SMU bench, still without a point, and that SMU defense loses track of number. 4:20 remaining in the half. It's been all Louisville from the start here on the road at Moody Coliseum. Looking very much at home. Javon Hadley from the corner, and he's into double.
Seeing you shoot jump shots, and I'll tell you what, I'm taking him over you any day of the week.
Now, you could have taken him without throwing me under the bus. I'd be okay with that. I'd take Rain Smith over Malcolm Huckabee any day. Rain Smith back out to James Scott. Get the ball back into the hands of Chucky Hepburn. Lob it inside. The defender had his back turned, and that's the easiest 2 James Scott's going to get here tonight.
His court
be their first quad 1 win of the year and probably put them on the right side of the bubble, but they have so far laid an egg. Transition defense is something that SMU talked about over and
it's right here trying to get some stops against this Louisville team.
Chucky Hepburn, shot clock at 3. Hadley. Let's see if they give an assist on that, or is the streak broken? And you know the Joel Coliseum is rocking tonight, and it'll be rocking on Saturday when the Blue Devils come. Another dunk for James Scott.
And another assist.
Kelsey changes the volume of how he talks to his players. Goes almost to a whisper to further make sure that he has his players' attention. Terrence Edwards for 3.
The approach that were different and got a little distracted though because Chucky Hepburn seems to be okay now.
Assist number 14.
But he was wincing coming up the court. His whole offensive output and impact that he would have on this unit. Again, he just makes them a very difficult team to match up with because of that right there. Again, his ability.
And Hadley will give it back to Hepburn. The Colorado transfer. Hadley with a three.
Well, this is not a good.
The guy you want taking a shot for UVA. They're all-time leaders in three-point percentage, third best. That's the guy you want taking the shot if you're Louisville. Smith with his second three in an early.
We're starting to see that with Isaac McNeely. There's so much pressure on him to make threes, and he just doesn't have it going.
Smith. Rain Smith with his third from deep.
We're out of bounds. They love going to him.
Hepburn. Looking for Scott, too.
Yeah, well, if it's that easy. They did, you know, Pack.
7 straight, alone in second in the ACC. Looking for all the world like a tournament team. Hepburn lobs it, and you knew it was going to be Scott on the end of that. As that Edwards. Louisville's injury woes continue. Looks like Edwards is having the left knee checked out. Smith gets free. Smith hits his fourth three-pointer.
Or do that.
Hand to it, overjumped it, and he's late to get back into the play. So 5-on-4 for Hepburn. Sets up the three. It's good from the corner for Roots. Just his games with a made three. He might be at back-to-back games without one. Another rip away by Hepburn. Traore spinning and winning. Abubakar Traore.
With Jim Larrañaga and the Miami Hurricanes, 2 seasons for each, 17.6 points per game with the Canes this past season, and it's a turnover as Hepburn lost control of its 6-point lead for partnership. Defeat Roger Brown's 101-89 behind 31 points, 10 rebounds for Wooga Poplar. Wooga, who played at Villa of Arkansas. Clippers.
Yes, called it.
Milwaukee falling to Indiana.
Not good.
Chucky Hepburn's got the basketball. Stolen away, Ace Baldwin. Believe your comments of good, not good alone for right now. Play there from Nelly Jr. Joseph.
2 physical specimens going at it on the block.
Got him off the ground with the shot fake. It's interesting, Portsmouth had Musa Cisse out there a little bit aggressive on the ball.
Felton, who started for East Carolina, as that shot was sent away with just under 8 minutes to go in our first quarter.
I noticed they went to Reese early a lot. I think Shedrick has a decent size. Who I'm looking out for is kind of off the bench, or A.J. Hogard as well as Bassie Thomas. I'm looking to see what he can do here.
Cogner's Sweet 16 run, and he's got some versatility to his game, Jordan, in terms of scoring and rebounding, and
I really like his ability.
Yeah.
I really like his ability to stretch the floor. I'm looking for that here. I noticed they've been Chucky backing down.
Hepburn's going to go off the backboard. It can't get the finish, but he gets the offensive rebound, throws it to, Edwards has got it. And now Terrence Edwards tries a three.
Saw Tyrese Proctor there with the steal. That's Scottie Pippen move. Fake to the front, take it away from you from behind. Another turnover.
Yeah, Hepburn, he just flat lost the dribble. Shot clock is 7 for Louisville. As Hepburn has gotten off to a quick start, he's denied. And a pass never got there, picked off by Knipple. Knipple coming off.
She's here for Duke. And again, her son isn't even playing, but she's still cheering just as loudly for the rest of the players on the floor, wanting a championship for the Blue Devils. The game.
Lockett getting 12 and 6. He was in a lot of foul trouble last night. Be a huge key for him tonight to stay in the game. Another loose ball. Big time scramble. A tie up there. Possession arrow. Around and out by Shefflin.
There's a lot of contact on that one. And but say Chuck can get away with a lot, but I don't think he can get away with that one. What he did get away with earlier, though.
All right. Hepburn trying to operate and just flies that one wildly out of bounds.
And Hepburn was expecting for Kenai Roos to stay.
Ago. Hepburn and nearly stolen away. There is a foul on the play.
And the foul is going to be on Chuck.
Próximo Dara, un senior real, ha jugado los 4 años desde que llegó a Stanford.
Arriba, pero bien defiende Stanford y es el tercero.
¿Cuál la canasta?
Ataca, pierde la posesión. Una vez más. Louisville pierde la posesión, es la quinta. Y acá viene la oportunidad otra vez para Louisville, completamente abierto. Buena finta, se va a acercar y después viene la... Ah, no, caminó. Hepburn camina, así que Stanford. Le van a quedar 15 segundos. Tiene que atacar el aro. El pase, le roban. Acá viene Okpara. Y hacia la canasta. Here is Hepburn working against Cameron on the switch by the Cardinals. Now here's Reynaud. Watch this. Hepburn. And he landed on the foot before he passed the ball, so that's a travel. Corey brings up an interesting conversation. Has just 20 points in the game, and there's another Cardinal turnover.
But you see, as soon as the basketball is delivered, there are already two bodies. I believe they're going to get Chucky Hepburn for the offensive foul on that one low.
Cal back in front of point at 17-16. Hepburn on the drive and turned over.
And once again, Cal has numbers. They take advantage of it.
The drive by Edwards. 10 to shoot for the Cards. Alive. Oh, Chucky Hepburn just shot from the hip on that one.
Well, he saw the advantage, but he didn't throw the ball high in his last regular season the right way and heading into the ACC tournament.
And both the Cardinals, both the Cardinal and the Golden Bears, in fact, all three.
And, you know, the two bigs trying to play guard and handle Scott in the open floor led to the turnover.
Louisville turns it over a second straight time. Hepburn, lob for Ansel and eBay, too tall. Here's the burst from low. He sets up the trailer.
Oh, but they've got their offense going a little bit now. Better screening, getting people open, not turning the ball over.
Turned over by Louisville. 8-point game, and Rex Steiner again front court. Hepburn right back from Edwards. Trying to take Hammond off the dribble. That got knocked away. I think Lowell got a hand in there.
You got a hands on everybody, on Hepburn pretty much.
There's lead. No. Line drive that was rebounded by Scott. Look at Hepburn. And a held ball will go to Virginia Tech. Young again. Hard drive to the basket. Put it up. Got swatted by Scott. Traore back on the floor. Here's Hepburn, and Louisville turned it over in transition.
I think it was an over and back.
Now here's Scott. Hepburn on the drive. Into traffic, lost it over the inline, out of bounds.
Anytime you try to split.
Kelsey. Here is Hepburn driving Rex-Steiner. Into traffic, spins back, lost it, out of bounds. How about that?
Nothing.
So now what they do with their length. Hepburn, the quarterback of this team, and there's another turnover, so back-to-back possessions and back-to-back turnovers. Well, that is just great defense by Daquan Davis.
Yeah, he was able to stay solid with Hepburn and didn't.
Hepburn muscling his way up. And no contact, or there was contact, but no foul. Seminoles at the other end.
That's a little suspect for me on that one.
That would have gotten it down to 9. Last time it was under double digits was 19-11.
Yeah,
just under 12 in the first half.
Florida State
They do put pressure on the rim.
So does Tay Davis, his second field goal in the early going. Pass intercepted by Burton. Lob inside, and Hadley was working so much post positioning that he was out of bounds.
Caroline, yes. I'm sure home watching right now. Lisa, his wife, is here with Johnny. Hey, Ruthie and Caroline can ball too.
Yeah. Well, Louisville fans liking what they are seeing. Up 6.
It's a good time to go to it with Rain Smith not on the floor. Really good.
Lob was knocked away. Davis has it. Notre Dame has numbers. Tate Davis all the way to the Collins scoring for Louisville. Hepburn stripped away by Shrewsbury.
Teams try to pick on him, and he's good enough.
Traore couldn't haul in the pass from Hepburn. That's part of what we were talking about. He's missed 5 of the last 8 overall. A shoulder problem that has gone on for the better part of a month. Traveling on Hepburn, and he's got a couple of turnovers, and Louisville's got 7 of it.
But he and his staff, they vetted all of these guys they brought in. But you see Edwards come up with a steal, and McCullum come right back up with it.
In the corner. Man,
To set up the defender, fake like he was going to penetrate, get that step back to go. Not an easy shot to go down.
he's got 12, and there's a tip ball by Terry. Dondo leads the other way to Powell, who will lay it in. As Soiree comes back into the game, and Rain Smith comes back in. And there's miscommunication there. And back the other way, it's Powell. Don't look. Points in the second half. He did not score in the first half. And my, oh my.
Again, Louisville worked against this hard today and did a lot of, I thought, really good things. This was one of them.
Whoa.
And it misfired, but it was wide open, the backdoor lob.
As you can see, this year, Coach, he hadn't shot the 3 extremely well, but I think it's something about playing against Chucky Hepburn that's brought out his 3-point crowd.
Gilbert stole it. Couldn't hang on to it, but Salas at both ends. Left side, Hadley. Smith, Hepburn, lob, and they couldn't connect on the Hadley lob again. By the way, Trayvon Spillers has come back in the ball game. We saw him
on conferences to get an at-large bid into the tournament, but you still have to beat some of the high-level teams.
There's a turnover by Hepburn. Rare giveaway. And Fredrickson.
Sean Miller on those teams.
Jason Matthews was another guard at that time. But it is a wrestling and gymnastics venue now, since the Peterson Events U allowed 100 points. Was at Texas Tech over 20 years ago. It could happen again here tonight. Tibet Gorner with
since 2022, so an upward trajectory for Louisville, trying to stay on a roll when it's 8th straight. They begin the game with a turnover. Day Ames of Virginia will rattle it out.
That's how it's been the whole game for Syracuse. No movement offensively, ended up taking a tough shot. And you're not going to win basketball games playing like that.
Ansel Amibe with a pass to his coach. I mean, Pat Kelsey was open. The Oakland Zoo was rocking on Saturday, and Louisville didn't seem to be phased at all.
And Doug, if anyone knows, I know what it's like playing in the Oakland Zoo. I remember going in early to shoot in the
shot fake, 3 over Mahoney, rims out. And here's the rundown, Blacksher, and now at the other end, Mahoney.
Hey!
Oh, and Sissoko follows the miss.
But how about Sissoko?
Edwards tried to bounce it into Waterman, but it's taken away. Here comes Burton with a full head of steam, squeezing between 2 defenders. That's a really good contest.
He could have used this win if they could have a miraculous comeback. It would be their first quad 1 win of the year and probably put them on the right side of the bubble, but they have so far laid an egg.
It's good, but that's the reason why. We were just talking in the break that out of timeouts, he's as good as it gets.
Good defense by Hepburn. Lowe goes to the floor, and there's a whistle.
From Churchland High School. More to come. Stay tuned.
Yes. He has 18 points.
I'm shocked he's a 13 All-ACC. Should have higher than that.
He was higher on my list, Sticky B.
Knipple takes the foul. He gets.
No doubt about it. The time is of the world.
Proctor again.
And they get their players to play.
Proctor got the shot in the end, draws the foul. Approaching 1 minute. Chase Hunter. One-hander, no.
To find someone in facilities to unlock the door for the Tigers on my way back.
Zachary pulling inside, and it'll be a blocking foul. Jones bouncing for Locken on a high post. Back for the freshman off the fake, a two-pointer. Follows his own miss, right back up. No, he missed. Zachary baseline. Eyebreeder into the paint, lost his footing, slipped a bit, got it back, and he scored it.
Hepburn will find his teammates whenever they have an opportunity.
Zachary quickly to the other end for two.
And smart play by Zachary, recognizing Chucky, putting the basketball ahead of traffic.
Zachary's pass, it does get to Hunter, but he can't hit the shot.
Ready to celebrate, but still 3 minutes and 20 seconds away from that.
Wiggins looking for a bank shot, and that goes down.
Nice play.
And here is Reynaud trying to get it to Sellers. Blake's hard drive in traffic, and the rebound for Scott.
Time that the Bears have had numbers and not taken advantage of. Give the Cards great credit for getting back and setting their defense.
Blackshear a two, that's good. Devon Blackshear's got 8.
Maybe All-American. Chucky Hepburn. Low leans into a 2, and another answer for Pitt.
Shoot with 8. Hammond working on Hepburn. Into traffic, fall away over Chucky is short, and the rebound pulled away by the Cards.
They've been playing their last winning streak. They just get out on people and they run on their defense.
Here's Johnson, a hard dribble against Edwards. Hepburn took it from him.
Backs down the baseline.
Really trying to attack closeouts, trying to create rotation. Look at that beautiful textbook. 2 hard dribbles into the rhythms.
Shrewsbury, fall away from 15 feet, rattles down and out.
The last 3 with a shoulder injury. There he is with the post entry. He matches up with Scott, got the double, and then Marcus Hill walks with it.
So getting the ball below the free throw line. Now they got to make a play out of that double team.
Hill can create. He's their leading scorer, and it rolled off. But another fresh tap.
You got a 2-for-1 opportunity right here if you can score quickly.
O'Connell got shut off. Nearly a turnover.
Can't get by Chucky. You cannot get by him.
Now that is at 9 Eastern right here on ACC Network.
Now this is an interesting lineup you see with both teams. There's really no true big man on the
Was even with Louisville, both shooting really well. Louisville over 50%, BC at about 45%.
Good head fake. And good defensive recovery. Shot clock at 2, and raining in the 3 is number. Louisville, here's their 6th. So no free throws. Hildreth working inside, trying to up and under against Hepburn, and rebounded off the 4th shot.
Throughout this game, 2 of 9 for him. Outside of that, everyone else has gotten in the rhythm.
Johnson thought about it. Hard drive to the baseline. Offensive foul, Tyler.
Trying to post up Rain Smith. Back out to Miller. 6 on the timer. Little step back off the window. No. Rebound pulled down by...
Is Rain Smith. If you leave him any space, he's going to make you pay. It's as simple as that.
Hoopy Miller. Again, another point-blank opportunity for the terrific point.
Have to be alert when he has the ball in his hands.
Harris finds Miller. Hoopy puts his head down. Scott comes over to block the shot. Win. If they could have a miraculous comeback, it would be their first quad 1 win of the year and probably put them on the right side of the bubble, but they have so far laid an egg. Points to lead all scorers. As we mentioned, his season high is 7 made threes. He's got 6 and counting. Up above the rim.
And we talked about both teams really need to limit each other to 1 shot per possession. We'll see who does the best tonight.
Lucas Taylor has been hunting his shots lately. Or
Peter out there on the perimeter, he needs to get inside.
Tough thought about it. Good closeout by Hepburn. Tough gets past him, rises up and scores.
Doug, how about Kyle?
12th best strength of schedule this year, and by and large, especially lately, they have passed every test. Jaquan Carlos gets the start in the second half. Instead, there with Davis, Starling, Carlos, and Eddie Lampkin. Carlos, great shot fake. Smith got a piece.
About the Orange 10 versus Clemson, where he was hot behind the 3-point line and had foul trouble here early, but good sign early in the second half knocking down that shot.
Jalen Lowe trying to force the issue.
For the Australian. Had to know it was coming. Still plenty of time.
Leggett responds from downtown.
Robinson chases down the long rebound in the corner. Anthony Robinson just checked in for the first time. Down the lane, Buchanan's shot is no good. Hit the back of the rim. Hepburn trying to spin her. He can't hit the first one. Stays with it, blocked against the backboard by Hadley. And Sharma finally gets free for the floater.
But even so, points in his career coming into the day.
And I mentioned 5 years at Eastern.
Kimball did not hit the rim. It's a shot clock violation.
Outstanding defensive possession.
By 3 with the ball. Kimball passed up the 3. Finger roll. Going glass. He'll have a chance to tie it at the line.
That script has flipped, but it happened to both teams. That's why we got a game. And you see the three-point shooting there.
Oh, what a shot for Kimball. Hard landing for Wall, but he...
Getting Noah Waterman going early. Need guys to step up, especially since you're down. You shorten rotation. You lost some of your key guys. He's one of the people that has to step up to cut these.
Good on that one, and he faked and then got the three-pointer. Louisville double deep in there. You got Bynum up for 3. He missed one. Hey, stop the presses there. His side or his leg. We'll watch that. Camper has a charge.
Rebounds. That's going to be key throughout.
James is stripped.
Now Morrell. Murray on the attack. Through traffic. Can't finish. Hadley runs it down.
Kobe Elvis on the dribble. Back out for Fears. Little push off there, no call. Waterman there for the rebound to win the game after being down 7 with about 30 seconds to go. Elvis gives up the dribble. Taylor on the baseline, and a foul will go to Elvis. The kick out here for Fears. Pull up pop, a line driver, no. And he's not been in. Fears to work. Tough drive. Yes. With that blow by Step. Now he's been held. Freshman in transition. Got the pass free. Fears trying to work on Hepburn and a traveling violation.
Trying to inbound the ball. Take vision away. Small. Oh, he'll get to the rim for the lay-in. Javon Small makes. Look at the shot clock. We got to hurry. Miles Rice into the lane. And still wanting for his first bucket. On the drive, Rice, and an out. They've had a lot of shots like that as well.
The Knights into the shot clock. Johnson, it's the step back, and Johnson misses it. But James so far this season, but it's a good start for him.
Well, it's a nice pick and pop action. 2-man game between Chucky and Kaysen right there to get him the wide open 3. And Frank Karasinski, and you're just trying to figure out, put some points on the board, and trying to figure out where you can get some points from, because you really don't have a lot of guys that can break somebody down. Basket behind the defense for an easy layup. Gave Bellarmine a little dose of their own medicine there.
It's going to be a block there on Hepburn.
And getting out and getting a good ball fake and going in for the easy 2.
Shot clock winding down for Bellarmine. Long shot there, misses, and Hepburn comes away.
He's got the neon green light from deep. 1 on the timer. Ziegler, is he going to do this again? The triple was very close.
That wasn't the case. Ace Baldwin into the front court.
So y'all argued over a pig, Lord Jesus.
Baldwin for 3. Rebounded. It's going to be kicked out, stolen away. Ace Baldwin with the theft, and now it's going to be tossed over to R.J. Felton, whose pull-up jumper won't go down. Rebounded by Chucky Hepburn. So it remains
on the way and too strong by Ruth. Finipple on Hepburn. 1-on-1. A block, but count that. And Chucky Hepburn for 2. He has 11.
Nice drive by Hepburn. They're not going to go away. There's no quitting there.
Proctor left open again, and he can't miss on
Hepburn will find his teammates whenever they have an opportunity.
Zachary quickly to the other end for 2.
And smart play by Zachary, recognizing Chucky.
Waterman se equivoca. Y Sellers. A ver, Sellers entra y sale ese balón. Y Sellers. 3 over Mahoney. Rims out. And here's the rundown. Blackshear. And now at the other end, Mahoney. Hey! Oh! And Sissoko follows the miss. Waterman. Too strong. Backside rebound for Blackshear. Stojakovic a catch and shoot 3. Off the front rim. Petritus 3. Nope. Bothered by Stojakovic. 3-on-1. Here's Wilkinson. And Hepburn going to draw the foul. Really got a hand on it. Rebound Florida State. Watkins for 3.
And I think Watkins can get that shot.
Edwards trying to bounce it into Waterman, but it's taken away. Here comes Burton with a full head of steam, squeezing between 2 defenders. That's a really good contest.
Shooter in Louisville history talking about being patient. That was an example of the patience that Luke was talking about.
Burton off the screen for 3. That is way off the mark. Traore
left that short, and then run down by Taylor. Out ahead of the pack, and a foul on Hepburn on the drive from Bryce Hurd, the true freshman.
For the floor.
Trouble on the post entry from Traore for Hadley, and then Parker scooped it up. Huntley Hatfield follows it up with 2 more.
He's the other 4 on his team, and he reads the 5 on the defensive side. Not everyone can do that.
Parker, tough step back for the Wolfpack.
Go down.
He's got 12, and there's a tip ball by Terry. Dongo leads the other way to Powell, who will lay it in.
And Georgia Tech with 2 consecutive stops, being able to get some stops in.
Hadley to the basket, rebounded by Reed. Wade trying to create an advantage, going back the other way. Salas a pull-up 3 over his buddy is good.
You can imagine those 2 guys
Scoop by Hepburn.
Well, the other thing with that is the overall net is going to hurt everybody in the league. The early
stop, and Yigatolu stones James Scott, who leads the league in dunks. It leads to a run out, but Miller missed with a left hand. Terrence Edwards for 3. And I found it interesting, as opposed to yell, 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 or the same volume all the time, he always seems to have.
Doug, it's funny, they shoot a high volume percent of 3s, and they're not shooting the highest percentage, but they have the guys that aren't afraid to take it and make.
Meanwhile, Noah Waterman coming off a thumb surgery of his own, both wearing wraps in the game today. That's a 3 from Leggett. In the game, Smith off the mark, Dunn on the move.
Great box out there by Dunn on Scott.
Dunn a 3. Pitt, sent away. Austin with his 3rd block. And a 3 in response by Leggett. Hand paying off, great defense by Lowe. Numbers for Pitt.
Numbers if they take advantage of it.
Austin gives Pitt the lead. For the Australian.
Had to know it was coming. Still plenty of time.
Leggett responds from downtown.
He hadn't made a 3 in the last 2 games. That's a big bucket for Edwards.
And they're going to count the bucket. Cleans it off the glass. Here comes Hunter. Zachary at 3. Wiggins, right. So Clemson will turn their attention to Florida State. Meanwhile, this sets up a massive opportunity for Louisville at Pitt.
Wide open.
Took a little time to line up that 3. Transition 3, Tyson got it. Cade Tyson.
Away there, and Mayar Wall coming the other way for the Colonels. Deflected pass, still finds Kimball, and he buries the corner 3. Kimball pull up from the elbow, too strong. Smith the other way. The Australian now multiple 3s in every game this year.
You can't make it if you don't take it.
Montavious.
12-0 run for Louisville.
Kimball tries to quiet the crowd, and A.W. Ham.
Up ahead, Bull Bowen, the tough catch. Got it knocked away for a moment, regathers and misses.
Tough finish at the transition. Waterman
Got to get out there to him. He's hit enough today. You got to run him off the line at all costs if you are Florida State.
Right back the other way, and it's a soft roll.
Lamont Butler with a 3, and then at the other end, a miss by Waterman. And again, Louisville struggling to make threes, and Kentucky doing.
Fans thought that should have been a double dribble. Flag off the mark. Double fingers with 11. Foster back the other way, and he draws contact and 2 shots.
Now these defenses, Wes, have to do a better job keeping their guys in front. Dribble penetration is going to kill you.
Murray on the runner. That's Juju Murray, the senior. Now, if you haven't seen Rain Smith before, here's Padula on the drive and does it again. 13 now for Padula.
That's jerseys that get in that paint and force him to play through trash. Kobe Elvis had a 26-point game in the tournament. The three-pointer won't go off the iron by Miles.
On the 3 ball, and the snag for Small, the 6'3" senior out of South Bend, Indiana. He'll hoist it the other end.
I think they got to get it.
Put it up and in. Galloway to the corner for Goody. Luke Goody has yet
doing a good job. James Scott getting in for the slam.
Pull up. Harrison misses. Hadley goes and gets it. Does that one. Talford comes away with it. Jones. Another offensive rebound. Hadley, and there's no chance he could have got that. It was blocked. Got by Camerod. Baker on the other end. He misses the 3. Pryor
puts it in for 2.
Harrison misses. Pryor tries to keep away, but yes, he does. Almost got it back. Off with it. Johnson in transition. Misses that one. Pryor, a little dipsy-do. He misses the layup. But he gets the rebound on the other end, and Louisville is...
Phillips got a piece of it. He's running the floor. Up ahead to Phillips. Gathers, and he's got another basket. Phillips with 6. And so...
To the basket, he misses.
Good defense in the last couple possessions. Lindo misses, gets his own rebound, and
I think he thought he was going to lob it, and he got caught in between, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lob, too. It looked like it the way it was going up.
Is just tremendous from Stephen Ashworth. Saved the whole possession with a little head fake and step through. Caught him with his hands down.
You look at his stat.
Delivers, and it absolutely delivered in the second half.
Duke had a 24-point lead. They were up 21 at halftime, and they had to hang on for dear.
Great opportunity for the Cards if they can finish this one off.
Hydrator will scoop it and can't finish, but a whistle too.
A la barrera de los 30 puntos, ninguno de los dos equipos.
Run, and they've made that run without Maxime Reynaud on the floor.
Here's Sellers, 2-pointer, nope. Back rim miss, Roos slapped it out, tapped away.
Corner, Campbell's able to knock down the corner 3-ball, and then the turnover allowing the Cards to be able to get another bucket as Blackshear starts off this
16-point game again. Blackshear on the drive, slapped out of there, but it hit Hepburn. It will stay with Lowe.
You got to play inside out. Those threes can come, but they got to come off of penetration.
Leggett lost it. Hepburn.
Didn't get it. Didn't bring somebody else.
Rex Steiner with 4 to shoot. Hands to Tyler Johnson. He'll spin on Hepburn. Left it on the front rim.
Good defense. Not much you could.
10 down. You're playing the first day. There'll be 3 games that first day in Charlotte. There's a long 3 and a long rebound. Teammate 10.
Good defensive possession by Louisville.
Offensive rebound.
Burton creates separation. Got Hepburn to fly by and hits the short corner jumper.
part of that's because Terrence Edwards Jr. has shot it well.
Notre Dame, on the other hand, has not shot it well in this half. Just 4 of 15 from the field. Louisville's got its
hands long before he lets it fly.
He has made 94 three-pointers this season, second most in the country. We get a foul.
Possession there for the Eagles, staying in front of the basketball. And the one thing it's difficult to do is keep Louisville out of the paint, but more importantly, you have to defend without fouls. Continue to be there. I'm sure they got a quick reminder of that at halftime. We were here just a couple days ago. We got to continue to guard and defend.
Oh, man, the whole world talking about it as they should. I mean, the Luka trade, man, listen, Luka's one of the best players in the NBA. Anthony Davis is a top 10 player in the NBA.
And he gets one to go, and that's a momentum killer.
Brought up earlier, he had 3. 10 3-pointers
on the floor. Better than 2020 right now. Dropping down.
4 for Hadley. The lead is 6, and Salas from deep.
He's been there for them when they needed buckets. As much as you want to talk about Louisville's offense, it's their defense that just is there for them every play.
Johnson, a hard shot in traffic. Scott clears the rebound.
Are always looking for something as a learning opportunity.
Inside.
He's going to pick you apart if you leave any openings in your defense. That time, cross-court pass to Rain Smith. Again, not sure how they're leaving him, but that's a...
Mario Oquendo back out there for SMU. He committed 3 fouls in the first half. Hoopy Miller off the front rim.
Here, balance scoring off the top. Smith's got 6 already. Edwards 4. Hadley with 3. And their leading scorer, Hepburn, hasn't even scored. Brody with a miss. That's knocked out of you.
And Doug, as well as Louisville's perimeter guards are, I think they're lacking size inside, and Syracuse needs to look to attack inside with Eddie Lamb.
Much in that mix, they might be the second best team right now in the league.
Well, tonight they look like the second best team. They're shooting 51% from the field, 50% from 3, 100 from the free throw line. And
back to within striking distance. They trail by 10. Zachary curling. And a good rebound by... Zachary, no. Reeves can't corral. Dillon.
Quad 2 opportunity for Louisville. This would be a quad 1 for North Carolina.
Cadeau, spin cycle, no good.
And he's a left-handed shooter. That's hard to do, but he's capable of doing it.
R.J. Davis back into the game, has it here. It's still scoreless. He's gone 20 defensively.
Myrick handoff for Kimball. Tough shot. Won't go. Waterman rises up for the rebound.
Bland's got those 4 fouls, so he's got to be quieter.
Kimball for 3. Got it. 3-point game with
misses. That last jump hook looked a little bit like John Henson back in the day wearing Carolina blue. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in the ACC, John Henson.
And disruptive and make Kentucky uncomfortable on offense. And so far, they have not been uncomfortable. They're running clean offense.
Here's Kobe Bryant, maybe the best 3-point. Garrison in for Williams now for the Wildcats. Robinson, the drive and the scoop, can't hit it, and it belongs to the Cardinals.
The key to it is ball faking. Anytime you get a lot of pressure, you ball fake and use the defense's aggressiveness against them.
Terrell with a bucket. It was a pretty, I just saw the replay on the big screen and it looked pretty clean off of UTEP, but again, the referee with a bad angle because there was no front for the Miners. Thomas, the step back, misses it. Rain Smith taps it over. Bynum on Hepburn. Chucky, great defense. Hadley with the board. Rebound.
Confidence is compounding. You can see it. It's a confident group for Louisville. Largest lead of the night is quickly cut into on the floater. Proctor. Oh,
tough shot rims down. Largest lead of the night.
Kobe Elvis had a 26-point game in the tournament. The three-pointer won't go off the iron by Miles. A second effort, and that one will rattle in. I'm telling you, those offensive rebounds. So he puts Louisville in front by 1. Fears will launch. Got it. And the two-star guards are back at it. Tackler here. Working on Hepburn. That's a heck of a battle between those two. Shot clock down to 3 and stripped away by Hepburn.
West Virginia tries to pull away, and Louisville reels them back in, and now their fans are on their feet. Hansberry was so good at the nail yesterday. Small, got it to go. Did you see how low Edwards was on that drive? You have to play the game low to high. And an off, 5 for 8, needs more touches. Cups drives, trying to wrap around. Hepburn.
This week, as we were getting ready for this one, Tennessee's physicality. Oh, Ziegler, just a clear path to the lane. Gets by Hepburn and no.
Seahawks bowed out in the round of 64 against Arkansas in a topsy-turvy game. Madsen kicks it out. There's Chris Young. Backing down, it's Julian Reese. Kobe Johnson can't get it to fall. Long rebound comes out to an activity. Has a chance to make him some money.
And it continues.
He's 7 feet tall, and you're active. That's even better.
Yes.
Corner 3 is going to go down as that one's delivered. They've burned a lot of clock now.
Yeah.
3 has to be the option.
Now it has to.
Edwards kicks it out. 3 is buried by Kobe Johnson.
Here's Foster. Took a peek at the shot clock as he goes between the legs and kicks it. And here's Proctor, and swishes into triple. Got a good look. Malawaj had it knocked out of his hands, but chased down by Foster. Proctor's open, he won't wait. Down it goes.
He feels it tonight, baby.
Chucky Hepburn for 2. He has 11.
Nice drive by Hepburn. They're not going to go away. There's no quitting there.
Proctor left open again, and he can't miss on
I believe he's better than a second-round prospect. If that's what it's going to be this year, he can change his fortune.
Knipple got a really good look around and out. He doesn't miss many.
And the University of Houston. Those 5 are my group to win it.
By the way, they did wave off the bat.
You got 5 choices. You got 5 champions. I got 1. You got 5.
The veterans to be able to stay on the floor and stay out of foul trouble.
Lock it on the high post. They'll find a shooter in the corner. Heidbreeder couldn't hit it. And
helping you out.
Zachary trying to get him closer, but can't. Rebound back.
El campeonato del año pasado.
You absolutely get after it when you consider guys that can put pressure on you with the basketball. We know what Blake's is capable of, but Chucky Hepburn can match that.
Scott the rebound off the Blake.
Now coming off the bench, but gives him a viable three-point threat and someone who also can handle the rock.
Standing 3. And Blakes gets the
his direction, delivered to strike the Hadley, who was able to knock down the 3-ball.
Reynaud, bullet pass to the corner. Sellers tries to answer. Waterman the rebound. Scott's got 2. And Kadir Traore has come back on the floor wearing 25. He defends Reynaud. Blake's a triple outside. And knocked away. Jalen Blake's potentially being the most improved player in the ACC.
I do believe that he absolutely is. You consider that he scored 2 points a game a season ago for the Blue Devils, as Reynaud knocks down the...
To do with the offensive end, and he has been a weapon on the glass. 3-ball Wilkinson. Missed badly, and Karam's away.
So much. He gives him the leeway to take a couple of those just to make sure that he stays confident in this game.
Blackshear for the lead, and it bounces in.
Now this is the Blackshear that
Jared has played at Cal before he transferred to Kansas back in the day. He got a really good basketball coach, despite Corey being educated at the rival.
Well,
other way comes Blackshear. Bears and Cards are tied. Petritis for the lead.
He missed everything. You can see that one coming out of from 3.
7-0 run. Wilkinson trying to snap it, cannot. He's only got. So here's Wilkinson, who's had a rough night from the floor. So is Stojakovic, for that matter. Jeremiah the three, and that's good.
Put it on the deck.
There's Corhan. Leggett will take a three. That rainbow is well short.
On the drive, penetrating, and they can play that bully ball like Edwards just did right there. Use their bodies.
Austin, too strong on a three. Here's Rain Smith. Hepburn quickly down to get Corhan. Leggett, Austin. Nice swing, and Austin can't convert on the three. It will stay. Keeps possession, under 6 to play. The first half where they have tied it 4 times but have not led. Leggett, no. Diaz Graham keeps it.
Only got a hand on it. Rebound, Florida State. Watkins for three.
And I think Watkins can get that shot. Just that up, and you see right now Malik Ewing. I'd love to see him just go.
3-point ball, and again, it's just not there. Tough. Lead back to 10, 7:27 to play. Dang hit a three a moment ago. This one's short. Offensive rebound.
Rebound against Notre Dame. They're one of the best defensive rebounding teams in the league, and it's because of their schemes on defense. You see Louisville's first 3 possessions are
5 on the shot clock. Burton rejects the screen. 2 to shoot. Kicks. Roper, hand in his face. Too strong.
That's Terrence Edwards. He made.
Burton for 3. Won't go. Rebounded by Scott.
Score, and it rolled off. But another fresh 20.
Another offensive rebound.
Taylor sticks it, and the first points finally. It's points off turnovers alone. Middlebrooks on that short roll found Taylor. Couldn't knock it down, and the rebound to the fresh, so he's used to it. Said this one was not as bad as last year's, and last year he didn't even miss time. Good pass out of the double, but O'Connell missed it short, and NC State is.
I shoot with my left, sometimes I shoot with my right. I'm amphibious. I'm amazing.
Long range triple, not there for Breon. On the baseline, through the contact, Hill couldn't finish. McNeil freed it back up. Parker hits another.
A little late in that closeout, got away with it, and then you got to box out.
And Boston College has missed 6 in a row.
And that's what's so concerning when you play Louisville. Edwards only shooting 28%, but it does not matter.
Fred Payne answers.
Hepburn, and really was the 6th man for this Louisville squad with him out injured.
Cosby missing front rim on a three.
You don't really have.
Yeah. I think the thing I'm coming away with tonight is they're a lot better defensively than I thought.
Yeah. And I believe they've absolutely shown that.
8 assists. So again, they're a team that spreads the wealth, a very balanced attack on offense.
Harris a little short on the three. Cross got a hand on.
Bigs do a very good job hedging or switching on the ball screens.
Harris got it. The senior from Mac. That shot to make this story sound a little better. But he is the first guy since Russ Smith in a Louisville uniform to have more than 6 or more steals. Give him 8. 2 off his career high. And the lead is back to 20.
Not, though, if they can't identify Rain Smith out of the zone. Again, you can't.
For 3 minutes plus right now. Brody slips it through to Kofi. Ames open. Ames off the iron. Chased down by.
Brings a lot on both ends.
How tough off the bounce. No, Lampkin. Always drawing attention on the block. Out to Majstorovic. Lampkin again. I got it. Maybe Louisville's turned the corner here. He got the ACC Player of the Week award following that performance. Cuff knocks down another 3.
And if Cuff could do that coming out before his teammates, 8 minutes before the time of halftime, but he looks to be moving okay.
Carlos hits the open 3.
It is. The coaches that coach you, you're taking a lot of their philosophies and a lot of their words into your coaching philosophy. And he's learned from some of the greats. And
with the College of Charleston. Reigning Colonial Athletic Conference Coach of the Year. Low a three. Got it from downtown.
The body for him to get him a three or a shot. Great job by Pitt running him off the line, but an even better job by Smith and curling to the basket.
Hadley the rebound. Here's Hunter with 6. Zachary.
Zachary not a great... He's made 10 triples. You got to respect it.
First time. Started the season in the starting lineup for the first 5 games. Shot clock winding under 5. Ames has a look. In and out from the right wing.
To sustain that discipline for the entire game.
And you have to rebound.
That's exactly right. Finish possessions.
Ames again off the mark. Edwards clear.
Then Allen Lubin finds Jackson, fires the 3 and buries it. Ian Jackson
has got James Scott on him.
Mismatch. Jackson lines up the 3 and buries it. Ian
trying to back it on in. Shot clock inside of 10. Sends it back out to Davis, who lines it up. Edwards, easy rebound.
Good guy.
Dang misses this one. Long rebound to Watkins. Give it up to Jackson. He misses the 3. Home floor. Louisville can hang on. That'll be 2 wins in a row in the series. Davis for 3. They need it. They don't get it. Edwards
gives them easy points. Getting the crowd into it.
In the corner, that ball is missed by Barnes.
He's never going to lose confidence. Rain can be 0 for 10. He wants the ball. And he believes he's hot. He's going to shoot it. And you got to love that about a shooter.
Inject hope into this fan base.
Under 10 to shoot. And that stops a 3-minute score.
The bigger challenges for Pat Kelsey.
Deep 3 from Foster. And there's a foul on the floor. Flag on the ground after contact. Knipple trapped. Finds flag for 3. Bang! Foster tries to respond.
Rolls it down on the bounce pass for Brown Jones. 7 to shoot. Murray a 3. How about Juju Murray? Of course, the Blue Devils will be here to see the Cards on Sunday in both schools' respective ACC opener. There is a long 3 that banged off the back rim.
Jerseys that get in that paint and force him to play through trash. Kobe Elvis had a 26-point game in the tournament. The three-pointer won't go off the iron by Miles.
Doucette blocked by Scott on the ground. They get the offensive rebound. It kicks out to the corner. The miss from Johnson and Edwards.
Lanier attacks, picks up the dribble, got to kick it out to Meshack. 1 on the timer, a deep hoist. Ziegler!
He can heat up quickly. Off to a great start, knocking down that first shot of the game.
5-0 Louisville with the lead. There's a long shot there. Stephen Pryor gets his hand on it. Brailsford, no. Brazil. Miles up there.
Here is Wilkinson out front with 8 to shoot against Hepburn.
Oh,
little hezzy and got to the lane, couldn't finish. Rebound by Hadley. Terrence Edwards Jr. Blacksher, 10 to shoot and a 3 from the front. Back rim miss.
Hepburn on Leggett, 5 to shoot. Leggett, step back, and a foul called against Chucky Hepburn, his first.
Rich Jr., the length on him.
Cummings trying to take it at Hepburn, a wild shot.
Nice.
And that's one way to go on the floor. Leggett, Austin, Diaz, Graham. Leggett, he will go down, he'll drive and score. And Jeff Capel uses his 3rd time.
At the rim.
Burton gets all the way to the rim against Hepburn and finishes through some contact.
from the three-point line and 91% from the free throw line. You don't see many teams that do that.
Burton with a physical move into the lane goes off the window.
I mean, Burton just sheds Chucky.
Shot clock at 5. Once again, it's Nathan George working on Hepburn. Little contact there, and the tip goes in. Very active is Flores.
And give him a little bit of a taunt back over at the Georgia Tech bench.
He's a Swiss Army knife type forward. And into the lane, and able to drop it home is George.
Nice.
They put Smith on Terry. Let's see if they try to get the ball to Terry. Reach-in foul there by Hadley. Or was it on Hepburn?
Hepburn's Wisconsin team in the first round, that 12-5 game. Edwards is the leading scorer for JMU in the upset with 14. Brody inside over Hepburn. There's the first basket.
Actual movement, and he's super confident. So he always believes he's going to make the next one.
Ames got to the rim, swirls it home. Nice finish by Day.
He was 1 for 9 from downtown in the win against Clemson. 1 for 1 to start today. Low, tough shot with the left hand goes.
Reason why. We were just talking in the break that out of timeouts, he's as good as it gets.
Good defense by Hepburn. Low goes to the floor, and there's a whistle.
Be the beneficiary of the lobs and forces you to dictate how your coverage is going to be.
Low off the bounce. Draws a foul on Chucky Hepburn, and that.
See, with Hepburn picking up that third foul, Pitt has the luxury of putting Leggett on him, and let's see if they make the change and on the defensive end of the floor. No, they're going to continue to.
He hadn't made a 3 in the last 2 games. That's a big bucket for Edwards.
And they're going to count the bucket. You got that sense with the attention to detail in both shoot-arounds this morning. No stone left unturned. Zachary, no. Third tap back, no. And fighting in the paint with Traore. Lots of physicality down there. Zachary against Hepburn. Muscling it in.
Two-for-one opportunity for Clemson.
Hepburn the breakaway.
Smith will miss the 3. Big game for Clayton today. Had 25 against the Sun Devils. Butler into traffic, and he's fouled.
Kentucky, when they come, not seeing much transition out of Kentucky in this second half.
Butler driving on Hepburn, and is fouled.
The strength of Lamont Butler.
Sometimes you got to do that with your personnel. You got to reward them. Find that comfort zone as well. Pryor able to buy. They flatten it out here. Look for the late ball screen and slip out of it. He rejects it. Small off the window. Mountain.
Outside of Doucette and Baker, there's not much going in the basket for them.
Harrison said off that Elite 8 team a year ago, including the Player of the Year of the conference, Dalton Connect. Yeah. Drive and kick. This is Ziegler. Shot clock training. Knocked away by Hepburn.
Directions. There is some mystery to him and some seed potential and upside as the free throw is good, and it's part of why he is among the 64 that got the invite to the 71st annual.
Steals in their semifinal win over the Clemson Tigers and was all over the place last night.
Proctor can't hit it, but the slam down by
gets the easy layup.
The lost art in basketball, movement without the basketball. Everyone wants to put it on the floor, beat guys one-on-one.
Proctor heating up. I mean, he was
all that talk about quad one, strength schedule. That's going to hurt them tomorrow when the selections are.
But I think we both know exactly what you mean about Carolina. They just look like.
La segunda mitad. Stanford con el uniforme oscuro, Louisville con el uniforme en blanco y abre Stanford con un.
That's 13 of the 22. Geeler with Reynaud, Cameron, Sellers, and Blake Civil Clemson, right?
Yes.
Both teams have a calling card at the defensive end. All three have a calling card at the defensive end of the floor. And here's Hepburn on the steal. Chucky and 3 here to start the second half.
And one of the better point guards in the country, not just in the league, in the country.
Blocked off the window by Scott. Sissoko's recovery wouldn't.
Edwards and Hepburn have led the way. Edwards at 23, Hepburn 37, and there's the steal.
Who's 8-2 on the road. They're 8-1 in their last 9 ACC road games this year, and this is their final road game. They're at home for 3. Here's Johnson now. 12 to shoot, and he picked up on the dribble. Young against Edwards. And then thrown away to Hepburn.
Pat Kelsey called him just a flat-out winner, a true leader and professional. Shrewsbury curls, elevates for 3, won't get the bounce, and
Team doesn't give up offensive rebounds very often. Louisville really working hard on the glass. Good backdoor find. Nice feed by Mohammed on the cut backdoor.
He knows what he's doing. He's very efficient. He can score, but he can also really pass.
And, Coach, talk about the fact that it's almost as though Chucky Hepburn was unlocked. You see him come up with...
Hard screen by Kofi. That freed McNeely for a good look.
Ron Sanchez, searching, and they're so good at reading James Scott defender. As he helps up, that's when they throw that lob. It's automatic.
Epically long drop for Virginia.
5 minutes from here, and just like that, it's a 7-point Cardinals lead.
Doug, how about yesterday? He said as a young kid, he was up in section 308.
Pitt has had a couple of good looks, though, late in the shot clock for Ishmael Leggett. Here's Lowe. I believe nerve run he has had during this 5-game win streak. 8 points, 2 rebounds today in a game shortened by his foul trouble. Hepburn with the steal. How do you get Terrence Edwards going offensively? Just 4 for his last 21. And Pat said, we haven't even thought about it because he's been that good defensively. 2 games.
Let's see if Clemson gets Ian Shefflin going a little bit here. They have not been able to get him going offensively yet.
Zachary hits a 3. Nothing but the bottom of the cup.
James had been starting for the Cavaliers. He'll come off the bench today. A deep 3. The shot clock winding down, just grazes the front of the rim. The attack.
Hover over him and call sets every single time. The guys just understand how to play with each other. Nice fade.
That's the look that you want. McNeely from the corner stops the 7-0. Murray passed on what seemed like an open look. Now he's matched up with Waterman. Shot clock under 10. Brody off the call, flips it up. And Scott skies again for another.
Leads to an easy one. Virginia, if they set their defense so tough to guard, nice pass. He jumped over that man.
He waited him out, though, and was off balance.
Guys have homes here at Virginia, and now moving it on to the next batch of players.
Brody trying to answer from the far wing in front of the UVA bench. Does.
Cadeau lines up the triple. Too much on it.
They're going to keep going under.
For their first top 10 win since 2020 against Duke. Knepple draws a foul. And it will go against the College of Charleston. Catch and shoot. Evans off the mark. Tapped away by Cooper.
Who suffers from a case of archophobia, Debbie. That's a fear of shooting inside the line.
Listen, Beth.
Rarely does he go in there.
313 career triples.
Get one already this evening. That could be trouble for Louisville. It's not a good start. Jones, another 3. He misses. The Cards go up, and Chucky. Jones before that was 7 of 36 from 3 on the season. Harrison, the little floater. Hadley there for the rebound. So Javon Hadley. Scott, Waterman, and Hepburn. As nice job by Ben Johnson of
doing a good job of just getting in the paint and just making a play and making something happen.
Another cut, another easy bucket for Bellarmine as the Knights get
figures. It just speaks to the type of team that Coach Kelsey put together when he was in the portal.
International basketball, and we watch him defensively there affecting play. So he's a well-versed athlete, not just a basketball player. Here's Hepburn on the move.
1 dunks on the season, showing off his soft touch on the last.
Zachary's open. That won't fall. Another rebound for Shefflin as he goes down the seat of his pants. Wiggins, 6'10" junior. And that's going to spin in on a nice move by Jaden Zachary.
Well, when they are making threes, and they hit 15 of them in that win over Florida State earlier this year, they're as good as anybody in the country.
And because he has not been healthy.
His ability at his size to stretch the floor can add an element to Louisville and make them even one step better.
Great hustle play by Dean. It's allowed Boston College to get back in this game. Great look inside, and just like that, two-possession game.
That's an easy look there.
Midway through the second half, a long way to go.
And Hepburn jumps the passing lane as he
stay. Under 10 minutes to play second half. That lead back up to 8. Now Saunders going to work. Kofi was cutting. Didn't get there. Numbers, Louisville.
Only the 10th. That's not a 3. For them to win this game, he's got to make a bunch of threes today, right?
Yes, he's got to shoot it well.
What a 300 points in his high school career. Playing sparingly, but they're without Kirk Creason. So a few minutes for him and a nice... And they certainly don't appear to be. Now Robinson a cut to finish. Garrison with a terrific pass.
Good on defense. Inside, Kalu has it taken away. Range.
And 1 of 13 from behind the three-point line.
West, but they've made 3 of their last 6.
But Dula scoop and a foul on Davis. And
for this year.
What's behind you? Boy, Hepburn was coming. Yes, sir.
Yelly tipped away. Fears got it back, laid it in.
Wow, Fears with a nose for the ball and the explosive.
Scott, I mean, come on. Pat Kelsey isn't even digging deep into his playbook right now. They're just running their sets. His ATO percentage today is outstanding, though. I will.
You see the lineup there for the Eagles. Jones and Johnson there, along with Harrison and Doucette. A basket there from 3. And it just looks so smooth tonight.
It does. Come in the flow of the offense. He's not forcing anything. His teammates are finding him.
Branson misses.
Known Herb way back in our days at 5-star camp together, and Herb's a good one. If you coached by Herb Sedek, you know the game, or you can at least play the game.
If you don't yell at Jimmy a lot, that means he's doing a good job. And he hasn't been yelled at very often, so he's been on point with the clock over there at press row with some dignitaries like Jack Angerson, Cliff Sale, Jim Heath. Points in the ball went on the move. Chance to push the lead to 4 or 5 here for Portsmouth partnership. Baldwin using the left to get in the lane, and the floater is good for Ace. The basket.
That was an alley-oop thrown in the middle of the backboard, and whoever can go get it. We had another.
And that one just spun out, nearly broke the tunnel. It's deflected.
Nice action. Oh, horn set.
Curtis Jones fires in a 3 to break the tie.
Locked in at 7 feet. Gives up a number of inches in height, but playing with that heart, goes up trying to affect that shot.
Locken can't follow.
Locken just throwing it up in the air, allowing his teammates to be able to go really with a jump ball. Jay-Z able to come up with it.
Del Jones picked by Hepburn.
De manera aplastante, 68-48, gracias precisamente a esa defensa, y es lo que tiene que evitar hoy. Stanford tiene que comenzar a anotar rápido en el arranque.
Monta en una cosilla a Oregon State y a Washington State, que fueron los únicos que se quedaron. Bueno, ya se integraron unos, pero la verdad es que ya dejó de ser una conferencia importante. Falló el triple. Exactamente. Se va a animar desde ahí Galler. Se va a quedar corto, ligeramente.
Here's Wilkinson out front against Hepburn. 5 seconds left to go. Jeremiah, hard drive to the basket, fell off the iron. Sissoko at the horn, blocked.
Cummings, a freshman, trying to get around him. No. Here comes Waterman. Edwards.
Will be Chucky dolls raining from the rafters shortly. Lowe will answer again.
Rexsteiner had a 3, fires again, and hits. Boy, Brandon Rexsteiner and Ben.
All year that they need.
Rexsteiner. And knocks down a 2-point shot. Coach
That's the story right now. Virginia Tech's got to stop beating itself.
Rex Steiner a spot up. Rebound inside. There goes Servin back. Feels like a really difficult team to defend, Louisville, Jim.
A lot of options.
Yeah. Rex Steiner a three. Got it.
He's shooting
Rex
like
Steiner.
that.
Yeah. Virginia Tech also has made 10 or more in 2 of their last 3, including the win at Miami where they had the turnover by Louisville and a 3-point lead, their 11th of the game. Rex Steiner a 2. Got it.
I'm Chucky Hepburn.
Saturday, all day, today on the CW. On the lob. Jackson a left hand and got it to roll in. How about that shot? Lead back to double digits where it's been virtually the entire game. Louisville started on an 8-0 run and it's back under double digits as Holda lead.
Edwards realized that he had Malik Ewing sitting under the basket.
And in a breakaway for Davis, lays it in.
Switches, manipulating switches, and then going one-on-one.
Burton's great one-on-one, falling away over Hepburn, but it's too strong.
Yeah, Chucky's one of the best two-way.
Burton pulls up, elbow jumper, almost banked in.
Shooter in Louisville history talking about being patient. That was an example of the patience that Luke was talking about.
Burton off the screen for 3. That is way off the mark. Traore under 5 to go. Notre Dame down 16. Burton draws a whistle.
I mean, Marcus Burton has been tough with Louisville because they are never going to back down.
So a dozen now for Edwards off that sweet feed from James Scott.
Sees the other 4 on his team, and he reads the 5 on the defensive side. Not everyone can do that.
Parker, tough step back for the Wolfpack from Chucky Hepburn just in this second half alone. Trey Parker wanted a foul, and instead Louisville.
Big wing. He's playing undersized right now. We talk about he's playing a 5 right now.
Tried to lob it to Hastings instead. It ricochets off the.
Stonga. Shot clock is at 6. That did not catch rim. And the 3 is knocked in by Nathan George. He was here. 7th three-pointer of the game for the Cardinals on a 17-2 run.
Hepburn, and then right now you see Hadley come in with 5 quick points to start off the second half.
And right back down to the other end. Looked to be contact, no whistle. First bucket in a long time by Edwards. He did not score after the first 8 minutes of the opening half. Way downtown is short. Cam Hilgrim. He's a little bit of a utility knife for Steve Forbes, isn't he?
He absolutely is. Does it all. Has been much more of an aggressive factor on the offensive end of the floor this year. Early today. I don't care what you do on the offensive end of the floor. As long as you play hard defensively, that's his main concern.
Johnson, a back rim miss. Tapped around. Here's Hadley in the
time ever. The coach got a technical foul broadcasting a game.
I'd like one.
Here's Salas, a miss. Reed and a whistle at Project.
Well, there's one guy on the team, that's for sure, and everybody else is pretty good.
Flag and Reynaud, absolutely on that team.
Yes. And I got to say Chucky Hepburn.
Chuck scoop by Hepburn.
Well, the other thing with that is the overall net is going to hurt everybody in the league. The early
for the Deacons. There goes Tyler Johnson, took the Hepburn foul, and Chucky's like, he kind of jumped into me.
On the board there last time out in blowing out Miami. Miami's a heck of a lot different than Louisville, but what is SMU not doing on this end, Malcolm?
Well, they've had some opportunities as we
Andrew Rohde just 1 for 6 in that first half. Virginia led by Saunders with 11. McNeely's got 7. Poked away by Hepburn. Now it's Ed.
Doug, it's funny, they shoot a high volume percent of threes, and they're not shooting the highest percentage, but they have the guys that aren't afraid to take it and make.
How this game is decided, unless someone just elevates their play and has one of those games. Just overall, just 2 really good defensive teams, played really hard.
Low, pushing, cannot get there, and he's down behind the play.
Now, this is the luxury of having Damian Dunn back.
Dunn, contact, draws a foul.
This is what he brings now. Could have multiple handlers out here now.
Leggett, stripped. Hepburn wins it back.
Got to identify number 6. You're playing the Cardinals, and he's the one guy that can beat you from the three-point line.
Rejected by Traore. Numbers for the Cards.
Right here.
Was scoreless for 12 minutes and now has scored 7. And draws the foul.
Yeah, it's a good call from the bench by Hubert.
Burn all over Davis. Down to 2 seconds. Davis has to hurry. Got the shot off, but misfired.
He's doing other things to impact North Carolina's ability to win.
Lost the handle there. Who touched it?
Kimball, pull up from the elbow. Too strong. Smith the other way. The Austrian. Now, multiple threes in every game this year.
You can't make it if you don't take it.
Montavious. 12-0 run for Louisville. Kimball tries to quiet the crowd, and A.W. Hamilton. So 20 offensive rebounds today for Louisville. So their hustle stats have been really good. Kimball, contested 3, way off.
Simple and effective.
Javon Hadley averages just below 10 points per game. Davis attacks. It spins out. Jameer Watkins leads the way with 22 points. 4th straight game of 20 or more. Davis, scissor kick and foul. And Hepburn was the closest defender.
Boy, Kentucky does such a good job of spreading the floor. Butler the drive. Offensive foul. Butler the drive. Up and in.
It is. Bynum with a 3, off balance with Hepburn trying to stick. Barnes to the basket and draws the foul.
Proctor with a little Jordan shove.
Now these defenses, Wes, have to do a better job keeping their guys in front. Dribble penetration is going to kill you.
Murray on the runner. That's Juju Murray, the same.
They've been pretty good before, but you can't get your head down here. The ball's not going in the basket. You have to continue to play hard on the defensive end and take the shots that are.
Now, if you haven't seen Rain Smith before, here's Padula on the drive and does it again. 13 now for Padula.
That's North Carolina. He followed Pat Kelsey from the College of Charleston to the Ville. He's made an impact in this one. Fears, and he's going to hit the deck as he's denied and a whistle.
Is that one up? No. Isn't it so appropriate? Chucky Hepburn playing with a black eye after the way he performed yesterday. Add that to the stat sheet. Yeah. 1 minute to go, first half. Small picked and get him the basketball. He has Rain Smith on him. Small goes right into the defender, rolls around and out, but he'll hit. Instinctive qualities on this end of the floor. He's been a game changer the last couple of minutes. Small. No, Pryor weak side. Here comes Hepburn again in a row. Hepburn trying to take that one away, and Small into the lane and gets the roll. Man, he is. Winner advances to the championship game tomorrow. Oh, Hepburn with a pick. Breeze playing with the 4 fouls. He scored 8 points today. This is Small going to work. Fades and hits. Still 2-possession game here for West Virginia. They got to move. Small. Step back 3. Short. Rebound Louisville. Right? They're starting the second half under control. Louisville had them all frenetically, turning it over and taking bad shots. Like, that's a contested 3. That was it.
Johnson, blocked by Scott. Hadley comes away with it. 7 of those. Louisville does have 9 turnovers, but Larry O'Bannon, they've been about 3 minutes without one. And Chucky Hepburn
gets the steal.
A dunk. I mean, it really is.
It is.
Harrison, nice shot over the extended roofs. And the lead is back to 12.
Had Javon Hadley wide open in the corner. He willed his way to that basket.
Harrison
puts it in for 2.
Harrison misses. Pryor tries to keep.
Both coaches with some objections the last couple of moments here. Oh, Gady lets it fly. And then Eagler, no numbers, so he decides to turn it back. With 1 on the timer, that was a very good defensive sequence for Louisville.
Yes, continue to play through all those mistakes.
And then, so it's a 12-point and just 1 turnover second half. So that is a major flip. How about the freshman?
Foul on Hepburn. That'll be his.
This time last year, Ray J. Dennis separated himself as the ultimate floor general in this entire tournament. Right now I see Stephen Ashworth doing something similar as far as really orchestrating the game on both ends.
What I'm looking for him is just to see how advanced his skill set is outside of the Maryland system, what he does when he's not playing alongside Derek Queen.
Hepburn hits a 3-pointer, then he gets a steal, and now he's got the rock. Switching.
Always a chance when he shoots it.
Oh, some nifty ball handling maneuvers from A.J. Hogarth, but he has it poked away. 2-on-1 chance. The lob is going to go in.
Strength schedule. That's going to hurt them tomorrow when the selections are.
But I think we both know exactly what you mean about Carolina. They just look like a tournament team. Hadley will scoop it and lay it in. They did not.
A soft touch on the last.
Zachary's open. That won't fall. Another rebound for Shefflin as he goes down the seat of his pants. And James Scott wearing that protective mask right out of the dark turn.
Guarding each other. Chucky 1-0. He was able to stop Chase and get a bucket and comes up with the steal.
Took a look at the clock, backed it away.
Allowing his teammates to be able to go really with a jump ball. Jay-Z able to come up with it.
Del Jones picked by Hepburn and a foul too.
You can't play with the basketball.
Cuidado con no dar falta. Y el tiro, no hay falta. El rebote Okpara lo tiene. Y después el tiro en cesta. En cesta y contó la canasta. Okpara.
Going to double team Reynaud when he catches the basketball on the block.
10 to shoot for Jalen Blakes. He's got Scott there. Hepburn the steal on the knockaway.
The ACC's leader in steals comes away with one early.
Oh, this guy's been a perfect fit here.
He absolutely has been.
That ball got knocked away. Nice play defensively. Anselm Ebay. Here's Edwards. Hadley a 3-ball. Too strong. Teams have a calling card at the defensive end. All 3 have a calling card at the defensive end of the floor. And there's Hepburn on the steal. Chucky to the well against Blakes and didn't get the bounce. Hadley couldn't get the.
That's him.
Yeah. Reynaud slipped the screen and couldn't catch the bullet pass from Agarwal. Here is Edwards, lobs, and boy, he threw it.
Night after the game, they're going to travel, so they will be in South Bend for a couple of days, getting acclimated. So
that's not fun.
Those threes can come, but they got to come off the penetration.
Leggett lost it.
Hepburn. He lost it 2, and Edwards and Hepburn have led the way. Edwards of 23, Hepburn 37, and there's a steal. Edwards down the floor. Chucky will give it to Hadley.
He had a couple non-scoring games. They have to score, and Louisville is just really hard to stop defensively. I mean, it's really hard to stop them. They got so much balance. There's different guys. Just get out on people, and they run on their defense.
Here's Johnson, a hard dribble against Edwards. Hepburn took it from him. Chucky Hepburn with Tyler Johnson chasing, will lay it up and in. Servin has come back in the game. He wears number 22 for the Hokies. He played 2 minutes at Miami on Saturday. Here's a turnover, and now Edwards, the layup and 1 on the 12 to shoot, and he picked up on the dribble. Young against Edwards, and then thrown away to Hepburn. Hepburn on the drive. Young going to commit the foul. Hepburn will go down.
Today on the CW. Here comes Hepburn after the Louisville takeaway. Threes, and they hit 15 of them in that win over Florida State earlier this year. They're as good as anybody in the country. And that's a takeaway by Hepburn. Here's Waterman into the game for the first. Well, Hepburn missed. That might cost him that record. 1 miss with under a minute left in the game. Here comes, he's going to the rack. Well, he's going to go to the free throw line.
Has shot it well.
Notre Dame, on the other hand, has not shot it well in this half. Just 4 of 15 from the field. Louisville's got its largest lead of the game, and Hepburn forces the turnover.